The 2004 Wizard Home Loans Cup. Proudly brought to you by Harvey Norman. There's a store near you. Carlton Sterling Double Hopped Light. The Origin Energy Inside 50 deal. RAA Insurance. Discount City Carpets. And Telstra.
The footy's back, and tonight it's the turn of Adelaide and St Kilda fans to find out just what the summer of talk is likely to come to. As always, the expectations are very high indeed. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Network 10's coverage of this big Wizard Cup match between Adelaide and St Kilda. What an interesting opening round it's been. We'll find out just how good the young Saints and the Wayne Carey-led Adelaide Crows will be tonight. Well, after a long summer, let's go upstairs and join Gerard Whateley and Robert Walls. Boys?
Thanks, Hutto. So much to look forward to tonight. St Kilda, Robert, they carry that tag of potential around almost like a millstone. Yep. And Adelaide, they're the defending champions in this competition.
Well, they are, and I'm sure that the Adelaide Crows will be keen to get a win on the board and use the Wizard Cup as a good launching pad into round one. No doubt St Kilda are the same, because it's time for St Kilda. They've shown a lot of promise. It's time they delivered.
These are the winners so far. Richmond, West Coast. Now, Carlton has a good lead over Sydney at half-time. The Lions, well, they did a number on Hawthorn. Essendon, Melbourne, Geelong. Who's going into the final 8 next week?
Well, of course, the Adelaide Crows are the reigning Wizard Cup premiers. I wonder how they're going to approach tonight's match. Let's find out. Their coach, Gary Ayres, is with Mark Haston.
Ready to go? Yeah, I think we are, Mark. Obviously, some of the guys have been training since the 7th of November, so what we now see is obviously the fitness that we've been working on, some plays and general style of play. Hopefully it'll all be very positive tonight.
What are you hoping to achieve out of the Wizard Cup?
Well, I think it aids our preparation. Guys that we've got in the squad, i.e. Henschel, Gallagher, Rutten, Hudson, Scotty Stevens, who's played a little bit of footy but hasn't yet played with us. I think those guys have got to put forward a big stake to be ready for round one, and I'm just pretty keen to see how our ball movement basically is going to go against pretty good opposition.
And just very quickly, Wayne Carey made the point last week that he's fitter now than he was this time last year.
Oh, no doubt. Look, he's hardly missed a session. I think there's probably only been a handful, so hopefully that augurs well for the year.
Good luck.
Thank you.
He's got an awful lot of familiar faces to work with, does Gary Ayres?
Yes, that's the oldest list in the AFL, the Adelaide Crows, and you see the two newcomers there, Hudson, the 25-year-old recruit, Scott Stevens, who spent a couple of years with the Sydney Swans, but they need to kick more goals, this Adelaide team. They're very good in close around the ruck contest. Their defence is strong. They just need to get more goals on the board.
So what's been going on over the summer for the Crows? Well, one of the stars on the track has been Brett Burton. He really is pushing for a place in the midfield or up on the wing. He wants to get off that half-forward flank. One of the big men there as well, Henschel. Now, the two names missing tonight are Hart and Smart from the back line, and as you mentioned, to go forward, they're going to have to be better up forward.
Yes, and Mark Stevens out too, Gerard. That's unfortunate because he's such a key player to them in that forward line.
So where have you got them at the end of the home and away season, Robert?
Well, I see Adelaide Crows as having a bit of a slide this year. I don't think they'll play finals football.
Stephen Silvani tends to agree.
Thanks, boys. What about the Saints? Let's move on to them. As we said, so many expectations. Well, one of their former stars, Nathan Burke, will join Grant Thomas in the coach's box tonight. Nathan Burke, and he also caught up with Mark.
Nathan, how do you rate this squad?
It's a very good squad. There's a couple of guys that are unlikely to miss out, but we've only got 4 or 5 injuries at this stage of the year, and we've brought over a very, very competitive team.
You want to win this competition, this pre-season?
Yeah, look, we're not at the stage where we can pick and choose when we play well and when we don't play well, and whether we have a red-hot crack or not. So we're in it, and we're in it to win it.
Plenty to prove. There's been a lot of talk about just how good this squad is. Is it time now to prove that and perhaps take that next step?
Yeah, look, we're not looking at timelines and say, look, we have to do it now, we have to do it next year or 3 or 4 years down the track. Every game that we play, we're here to win and put our best foot forward, and if we do that, I'm sure that we will win quite a few.
Just quickly, tough opposition?
It is, yeah. The Crows have got a good side in. They've got Rashudo and Carey and McLeod and these type of guys in, so it should be a good match.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Robert, I reckon this is just about St Kilda's best lineup.
Yes, some of the names there, only been playing league football for 3 or 4 seasons, but certainly made a mark in it already. Kazitsky at centre-half back, Riewoldt at centre-half forward. I hope they play those positions and not in the ruck. Noble gets a chance in the ruck, and they really do need Noble to come through as a ruckman now that Spider Everett's left. But plenty of experience in that St Kilda lineup, and as we said, no excuses.
And Graham's a former Lion who'll jump straight in. Nick Riewoldt is said to be flying down at Moorabbin. Can't wait to see how he looks. Not much to report from the medical room there. None of those would walk straight in to their best 18. Some accountability through the midfield would be handy. Where have you got them?
Well, I think St Kilda will certainly play finals this year. Very good season last year when they won 11, lost 11, but I think they're every chance to sneak into finals football. Sauce
has them right on the brink as well.
So 2 very strong teams almost at full strength tonight. Well, the Wizard Cup, it's all about young players and improvement. Well, one of the so-called youngsters for Adelaide is 25, young Ben Hudson. We'll see his debut tonight. The crowd looking forward to it when we come back after the...
George Denikin with a 10 News update. The David Hooks Foundation launch for Organ Donor Awareness Week. The road carnage continues with 6 people killed in a spate of accidents across the country. Police hunt a drunken gate crasher who stabbed the host at a party in Melbourne's east. First home buyers hurt as average house prices soar and reach for the sky. The world record Pilates attempt.
Kylie, international superstar. She's so hot. She's made fab music. Won a Fab Grammy. But can she zhuzh it with the Fab Five?
Monday, the biggest Queer Eye ever. The Queens of Makeover meet the Queen of Pop.
She's fat. I mean with a PH.
Plus, see the boys like never before.
She's crazy.
An exclusive peek at their new music video.
Oh, you're a good kisser.
Kylie Goes Queer Eye, 8:30 Monday on 10.
If you love your club, sign up your gas and electricity with Origin Energy, and we'll help you get behind them. Pull harder, guys! Get $50 towards both your 2004 and 2005 club memberships, even if you've already paid. Call Origin Energy on 13 18 50. Oh, get inside 50! You just can't miss!
Shannon Knowles, awesome day.
New Domino's Double Deckers. Tasty cheddar cream cheese between 2 thin and crispy crusts. Delicious.
Domino's.
The final game of this opening weekend, not far away, St Kilda and Adelaide here at AAMI Stadium. The Wizard Cup, it provides new rules for us all to get used to for 4 weekends of the year. Robert, you've likened it a little bit to one-day cricket.
Yes, I think the new rules certainly keep the ball in play. We get constant motion of the football. The ball hits the goal post, the behind post, it's back into play. We see this one here where if the ball is kicked from outside the 50 metres,
you have to have your foot right outside the 50 for it to be the 9-pointer. Now, this is the new one. If the ball bounces off the post back into play, it is play on rather than a behind. So I'm not sure what Adam Simpson would have been paid there. And if you take a mark in the goal square or get paid a free kick, there's no angle to speak of. You line up directly in front for what should be a certain 6-pointer.
Yes, and I think it's good that the AFL's prepared to trial these new rules, and no doubt some of these rules will come into the actual season proper as the years go on.
Not the oppressive conditions here that we've seen around the country this weekend. Quite a pleasant evening for football. Anthony Hudson, you were
That's
down
easy
there?
for you to say. I've just been running up and down the stairs.
So you shouldn't, what are we, currently 19 degrees with the expected maximum of 23. That will have passed, so it will get cooler from here, so no excuses. It is slightly overcast at Amy Stadium, and not a bad crowd starting to build up. They do love their opening weekend of footy over here in Adelaide, don't they?
Yes, they do. Look, I think they're talking about the rules, Robert, and there's lots of players we're going to look at tonight, but so far the rules have worked pretty well over the opening round.
Yes, we see here at the centre bounce we've got the big circle, and you can only have the 2 ruckmen inside that bigger circle, and you see the other players just getting out. Part of this rule is to make sure that the 2 ruckmen don't crash into each other. Had too many injuries in recent seasons with ruckmen.
The other part, of course, is to try and reduce secondary ball ups. So we'll keep an eye on that, but we're ready to go at Amy Stadium. The Crows and the Saints begin their campaign for 2004. Biglands versus Noble. You'd call that a 0-0 draw to start with. This is Gallagher and Stengline collaborating, and now Burton, one of their form players of last year. Here's the man. There'll be plenty of interest on him again tonight, as there was all through last year. Carey. McLeod getting the handball moving. Good defensive work. The Saints able to take it to the line. Heath Black, what a summer he had.
Well, he thought he might have gone back to Fremantle. He didn't, and I think he set himself for a very good season. And the Crows, Carey at centre half forward, Perry at full forward, and Maxie Hudson has moved out to play on Wayne Carey.
And of course, the boundary umpires, 10 metres in from the line. Noble versus Carey. Black. Del Santo with much darker shade of hair colour this summer. Of course, the Wizard Cup also about hair colours and new fashions quite often. McGregor and Burton combining. Bit of run for the Crows. Shirley delivers well, and they start to build.
So it's the Crows with a chance to set something up. Noble's the loose man back for the Saints.
Yes, the big man getting back there to make sure he covers Carey and Perry. Did it very well then.
He went quickly to Penny, who really had nowhere to go. This is just an up and under kick. Powell had to wear some real trouble there from Wells.
Reverse now, surely. No, umpire didn't see that.
So Powell kicks the Saints forward. The contest at half forward. In there is Gallagher. He couldn't take it. The Saints still with a chance to build something here. Powell inside 50 where Jones. It's Milne who's made some space. And he'll have to kick this every bit of 50 metres. He went through a purple patch last year where he just couldn't miss. Now, that was the harsh work from Welsh. And Gehrig almost wore one, but not quite. He might be lucky he missed. Come the video review. Milne from the paint at 50 gives the Saints a behind to start.
Milne's going to be interesting this year, Robert, isn't he? Because he really struggled at the end of last year.
Important season for him, Anthony. Make or break year for little Stevie Milne. And we saw there the player at fullback brings the ball in so much quicker than usual. They don't have to wait for the goal umpire to wave the flags. I like this rule, Anthony, where the boundary umpire goes in 10 metres, and the main reason for this rule is that the ball's kept in play. So many times we have a boundary throw in where the ruckman belted back over the line and it's just dead time.
McLeod, we know that the Crows are generally so efficient from those stop plays. This time, though, the Saints able to win out. Kazitsky again making his presence felt. Biglands was a hard target to bring down. Powell, good work there to Tenshall getting a handball out. Burton's kick goes nowhere. Black surrounded by Crows, but found some respite with Aussie Jones providing the dash as he does so well. Harvey judged it nicely into automatic pilot off the left boot. Did it get there on the full? It didn't. Hamill. Lenny Hayes, the new captain, will his first kick as the skipper produce a goal? No, it doesn't. But Clark read the fluky ball well, and he can drive it through for the opening goal of the match.
That was just wonderful play by Clark. He just read that ball off the boot. He was in the back position and worked his way to the front to take the easy chest mark and finish off with the goal.
Go Harvey Norman for this great PlayStation 2 offer. Pay just $329 for a PlayStation 2 console and receive a bonus platinum game. PlayStation 2, the complete gamer entertainment system. Buy now for $329 and get a selected platinum game as a bonus. But hurry, the offer won't last. PlayStation 2, available now at Harvey Norman, your gaming destination.
The Saints with the opening goal. They lead 7-0 in the early stages. Biglands and Noble. Give that one to Noble. Clean possession through the middle. Kosicki tried to crash his way through. Couldn't get there. Bit of tunnel ball going on. Powell's been in everything.
A couple of centre bounces that we've had. Rewalt lines up at centre half forward and comes in at 100 miles per hour. Hamill playing at full forward for the Saints at the moment.
So no delay with the restart of play. Goodwin was dispossessed. Noble going nowhere. Bode.
And Fraser Gehrig up in the forward 50 for the Saints. Kicked over 50 goals last season. And that's what the Adelaide Crows need. They need a tall forward to kick 50 or 60 goals for them this year to be a real force.
McGregor tried to break the stalemate. Yeah. McLeod will. He comes away and sends them to Carey. Couldn't quite take the mark. He'll butter up. Running close to the boundary. One way, then the other again. Hudson did well. Holding the ball must be.
She looks slow. He had that first opportunity and Maxie Hodgson wrapped him up. And we see it here. He just took too long.
There was no getting away from Hodgson there. And unfortunately, he's undone all his good work. And kicked out on the full, so it'll be the Crows with a chance again.
And McGregor, another one to extend the locks over the summer break. Gets it inside 50. But Aussie Jones, in his laconic style, dangerously crosses the path of goal. And John Cock, their leading goal kicker from last year, with 30 goals, will have a shot here for the Crows.
Now Aussie Jones, he's on his non-preferred left foot, and he is usually brilliant with it, but let himself down there. And I suppose first senior game of the season, players can be excused a little.
Had some good bags of goals last year, a 6, a 5 and a 4. He is perhaps, might have been touched off the boot, but no, said the umpire out on the full.
Well, we've seen some rusty efforts, haven't we? Carey getting wrapped up, Hudson out of bounds on the full, Aussie Jones poor kick, and John Cock doing the same.
Aussie Jones again goes for Noble. He is surrounded by Crows. He got pushed forward. The umpire said it was okay, so well done by Biglands. And again, the ball's over and out.
Come in the 10 metres, which, Robert, we haven't seen repeat throw-ins throughout the weekend. It's been excellent.
Yeah, I think this is a terrific rule. In fact, I'd love to see it in the season proper. Keeps the ball in play so much more than the old one, the old rule.
Perfect tap down to Bode, round the body. Hodgson outmanoeuvred Carey, then left it behind. Had to be desperate and get it out. He did okay. Harvey was mown down from behind. McLeod with the benefits of the good work. Just missed.
Question the advantage call there a little, don't you, Robert? Because the free was paid.
Yeah, I thought it was a terrific rundown. Rob Harvey again caught napping.
Well, Jones had to go give it all he could to get it to the wing to Clark. His direct opponent is Burton, which will be a great battle on the wing if they stay out on this side of the ground. Pretty good kick direction-wise for Hamill. Del Santo again, getting it out to Powell. He waited till he could. Just to sum up what was on offer, Kosicki, Milne will eat this. Swallowed it whole.
If you love your club, sign up your gas and electricity with Origin Energy, and we'll help you get behind them. Pull harder, guys! Get $50 towards both your 2004 and 2005 club memberships, even if you've already paid. Call Origin Energy on 13 18 50. Oh, get inside 50! You just can't miss!
Rob, it's a dangerous forward line, isn't it, with Rewald, Kosicki, Gehrig and Milne down there?
Well, that's exactly right, Hutto, and that's what St Kilda want. They've got those tall players. Kosicki's even spending some time down there. Gehrig, as you mentioned, strong overhead. Hamill is strong at ground level, and not only can he take a mark, but he hits hard. He keeps the ball locked in. So they're getting a very good forward set up together.
The Crows trailing by 12 points in the early stages. Nice tap down, and Powell again sends the Saints forward. Milne was out of position. Gehrig crashed in hard and then took the bouncing ball. Can he find a teammate to give it to? Not a bad performance, and the Saints will load up again. It's Black from 55. Milne's a chance. Well spoiled by Bassett. And 3 points for the deliberate. You might have called that a marking contest, but not to be according to the field umpire, and that is 3 for St Kilda.
Interesting rule that, isn't it? Because the umpire deemed that Bassett deliberately belted that ball through. Probably he did, because he was terribly concerned that Milne would take the mark in the goal square.
Yeah, I don't like that one, Robert, I must say.
No, I don't either.
It was worth a try.
Tough on the defender.
Up to the wing. Here's Carey from behind. Good work running through it. It was Graham. I was going to call Steve Lawrence for a moment. But it's the Crows going forward. Bode off the left boot. Aussie Jones has been prominent so far.
Aussie Jones playing on John Cock.
Here's Graham again. Kind of interesting to watch him perform, Rob. He couldn't really break into the line side, but
they had a pretty good midfield, didn't they?
No shame in that at all. Penny lets one fly to centre half forward. Numbers again with the Saints. Rewald waited for the spillage. Goes for 9, but has to satisfy himself with 1.
Gee, super effort there by Powell, who brought the ball to ground. And you really don't have a chance to take a breath after a behind scored, because the ball's immediately back into play.
There's no mucking around. Gallagher with the responsibility for the Crows. He finds Bode.
Powell and Del Santo just picking up kicks at will.
The kick went backwards, so play on was called. Gallagher sets up through the middle. Bigland's found himself some space. And Burton is the man who's made the run in. Rewalt is the pursuer. Good race this. Burton kept it out in front of himself. Tried for McLeod. Did okay. Now there's a free kick. And it will go the Crows' way. Yep. Holding the man was the call. So Burton to take the free kick against Rewalt.
A lot of the Crows players staying out of their forward 50, just leaving a bit of space there.
Going for the set play. Goodwin deep to the goal square. Stevens behind. The mark well taken in front by Maguire.
Geez, a good
for
player.
the Saints.
Young Matty Maguire, still a teenager and a regular over the last 2 seasons.
Just on the ground too. Goes searching for Rewald. Finds him. Powell presenting on the wing. Kazitsky further on will be an option. Not much else doing though, so he has to swing it inboard. Harvey. Kazitsky. Oh, that wasn't a great kick. All Crows back there. And good running out of defence. Gallagher had a couple of nice early touches. Goes out to the wing. Good strong body work. And the Crows able to advance further. This is Bode after the heavy work done by Scott Stevens. This is Jones again mopping up. Maguire.
So the beauty of Maguire is that he is an athletic ruckman once he takes his turn on the ball. Noble can do the hit outs. Maguire very, very mobile around the ground.
Take it easy, Rob. Don't go too hard. It's only early in the first quarter. St Kilda 17. Lead Adelaide 1. Clark setting it up. Gehrig makes the run. He's got 3 to beat, and he almost does it. Powell camped where he should be, right in front. Good pressure on here. Hamill again dishes off to Hayes. This time he'll make no mistake. He slots it for the Saints' 3rd goal.
Shopping for timber flooring? Discount City Carpets presents the new release of Kendall laminated timber flooring at a very special low introductory price of $29.95 a square metre. Kendall timber flooring has got everything the others haven't. Scratch resistant, stain resistant, impact resistant, and stands up to wear and tear. Pass the test? Don't miss out on this great introductory offer, $29.95 a square metre. That's a $20 a square metre saving. Discount City Carpets, Superstores and Super Warehouse.
Starting to get a little serious for the Crows. 23 plays 1, and here come the Saints again. Hayes took the second option. Rewalt can cede some ground to Ball, who shaved his hair as well. Out for Powell in plenty of space. Can run right to the 50 here. Powell will load up, going for the super goal! Great start by the Saints. And Powell, from the moment he got that ball at 60, he knew what he had in mind.
And just a lovely pass there by Ball. Stephen Powell would enjoy this monster snag more than anybody because his critics will say that kicking is his downfall. Well, he's pumped that one at least 60 metres. Well done.
They make such a difference in these games, the 9-pointers. We saw that with Ben Graham last night.
Well, the Crows in trouble, and they're calling on their captain, Mark Rasciuto, who's ready to come on. Ben Hudson has come on for his first touch in the ruck. Swartz traps it pretty well. Good close work by Hayes and Black. They combine, they're in forward again. Gehrig off the pack, Hamill. This is Gallagher. He's got McLeod on the wing as his primary target, and he's got runners. Edwards out wide for Carey. This time he shrugs off Hudson. Doesn't see much ahead. Kicked rather blindly because the Saints had pushed numbers back. This is Brett Voss, and now Ball. He can go inboard to Hayes or further to Maguire. Maguire also kicking to a 2-on-1. This is Hudson and Edwards for the Crows, and they're outpointed by the one, Hamill.
And that's the value of Aaron Hamill as a forward, as a big forward. He just keeps the ball in that forward zone. 2 against 1. He won out, put the ball out of bounds. That's a great victory for St Kilda.
Well, there he is, Ben Hudson, and there's Gary Ayres. Hudson, number 13 for the Crows. From Werribee, after Mount Gravatt in Queensland. 25 years of age. Of course, the Crows without Matthew Clark, their premier ruckman tonight. Able to sort that one out. Now maybe some more familiar Adelaide run through the middle. The Roo out wide for McLeod. And now into space for Skipworth, who's inside 50. Wants to move it. McGregor's run for him, so is Gallagher. He's within range. But he wants to pass it anyway. Sets Burton a bit of a task. Now he's got problems. Good voice from John Cock, but they're going backwards. A long way back to the middle. Hudson off the left. Well placed. And Rasciuto has made an impact already.
Just worries you, Hutto, when 2 Crows players take marks in their forward 50, haven't got the confidence to have a shot for goal.
Perry's down there, and so is Stevens. This is Stevens. Again, the pressure from the Saints was effective. Stevens and Burton. Penny. And now Jones. And again, the Saints through Del Santo can carry it away, although the next option not immediately obvious for him. Both sides have broken down at about this point, trying to deliver into centre half forward. Hayes and the Saints were pretty patient. Hamill presents, but again the numbers back. This time the Crows through Stengline can reorganise themselves.
Rasciuto with a chance to drive the Crows forward. Gallagher made some space. He's in plenty of it, and he's got a teammate the same.
Back on the mark, back a metre, that's it.
That's Skipworth outside 50. You doubt he's got 50 in him.
Gee, Rewald's pushed back to be a spoiler in the goal square for the Saints.
Stevens and Burton were both ignored, so Skipworth committed himself. Carey's in the square. He flew against Rewald. Loose ball close to the line.
We've seen Rewald playing down there in the back line at the moment. He and Kazitsky just share between full forward and virtually playing as a ruck rover.
So the throw-in will put this 35 out from goal instead of 15 out from goal, which is what we're used to. So it would take a fair old snap from there. Crows just desperate for a goal at this stage. Ball's there for the Saints. Racked with indecision. Used Jones in the end. Set Rewald a task. McGregor's better placed. And Carey with the blocks.
Love to see him have a shot from here. Let's see if he's got the kicking ability of old. He's the man who's kicked 700 goals in senior football. Puffing pretty hard.
That's the line.
With the flight. It was a throwback to the days of old.
Yeah, that's a terrific mark by Wayne Carey. Let's hope he can put it through.
It'll only be worth 6. But it's 6 that the Crows so desperately need. Starts it right. Has it got the carry? Not quite. Play on deep in the square. Skipworth. Goal.
You know what they said? We won 3 quotes. You know what I said? Okay, first quote. I have nothing to declare but my genius. Oscar Wilde. Second quote. I'll be back. Arnie Schwarzenegger. Third quote. I never forget a face, but in your case, I'll be glad to make an exception. Groucho Marx.
And what did they say?
Nothing. It's a joke, Trev. Trev? Trevor!
Well, new definition of rebound football here, Robert.
Yes, and look, I wouldn't like to see it in the season proper, but in the Wizard Cup, fantastic. Crowd love to see goals scored, and he was quick on it, Skipworth.
So the Crows' first goal coming from a rebound off the post. The margin is 25. 3.5 minutes to go in this opening term from Amy Stadium. Has the number board. That's the way players are coming on and off the ground during this Wizard Cup. Only 5 messages allowed per quarter from the coach via the runner. Stenglein gets the Crows going to centre half forward. Voss attacked it and wins out. Thompson through the middle. Ball cruising. Bassett had to go and did. Gehrig kept his footing. Hayes, they're all having a spell up forward. The Saints, plenty of rotations. Kazitsky given some leniency. Milne back into the square. Play on off the post, and now it's out of bounds.
They're certainly putting the ball in the centre corridor as they go forward, St Kilda, and that just puts real pressure on the opposition defence. They will not take it out to the forward pockets. They won't take it wide. That's great to see.
Gehrig with the tap. Rashudo. And Ronnie Burns just on the ground. Goes out wide for Stevens. This is Scott Stevens, the former Swan. Played his last game for the Swans on this very ground with Sydney's memorable win over Port Adelaide, and then was dropped for the next game and then traded. Carey again. Aussie Jones versus John Cock. Good battle, that one. Plenty of tough football. Welsh's kick was an underground one, not particularly effective. McLeod might turn nothing in particular into something, but he can't. Jones has got players on, and looks like Del Santo it is that's going to carry it out for the Saints if he can.
John Cock made a good chase. Forced Del Santo back to Jones.
10 disposals.
Now this will be play on to Penny because the kick was backward. They'll get out of trouble though. Hutchton made some space. Still inside the defensive 50. Thompson had Goddard short. And this time the Saints will go longer. Good contest on the wing. Voss not penalised. Goodwin comes up with a loose ball. Carey's the target. Hutchton had better position. Welsh was clever over the top to Carey. Tight to the line, no room to work with. Welsh squares it up. Was okay. Gave the Crows a chance. Stenglein bullocked his way through and kicked their second.
The pool's gone in, the walls are up, and the roof's on. But this $2 million prize is built on drama. 8 o'clock tonight, it's Elimination Night on the Hot House. With Bo and Trudy out, someone gets a shock second chance.
Who returns? And the pressure is on.
They say they're all friends. But what will they really say? Face to face.
At the end of the day, you don't know who to trust.
It's drama after drama on the Hot House Elimination Special tonight.
You like to see good attacking footy rewarded, and Tyson Stenglein it was who provided the Crows' second goal. So they've got another minute to go. Goddard, who hasn't been on the ground long, gets them inside 50. No one really wanted the mark. Milne wanted it at ground level, over to ball. The Saints' reply was quick and simple.
And again, a centre break to a dangerous spot. We see Goddard gets it, kicks it to centre half forward. Have a look at Stevie Milne take that front and square position. Bullet-like handball out to ball, and he finishes off. They are teaming particularly well, this St Kilda side.
The Saints by 25, re-establishing their dominance. Hudson got the tap for Rashudo. Would have hoped to do better. Koschitzky made sure he was going nowhere.
And the Saints have Lenny Hayes playing virtually at full forward alongside Gehrig at the moment.
Hudson got himself to the front again.
No chance.
third consecutive throw up. Grant Thomas will be quite happy with the first competitive quarter of the year. Rasciuto carries the target, took a cruel bounce. Schwarz took a double cruel bounce. Welsh was a chance, couldn't dish off. Voss was there.
So a very interesting opening quarter, Rob, with the Saints dominating, apart from a small patch towards the end.
Yes, the Saints just got plenty of talent up forward, alternating Kaczynski and Rewalt in that forward line. Lenny Hayes and Robert Harvey dominating in the middle. Ozzie Jones across that half-back line has been super, and Maxie Hudson and Penny as key defenders doing their job.
So it's the Saints by 25. Plenty of great footy to look forward to tonight, and we've got a seriously good year coming up on Network 10 Football.
Why are so many people gossiping about the resort?
Because if it was scripted, there's no way you'd believe it. 8:30 Wednesday, they've had their fair share of dramas. Now, time is running out before the guests arrive.
Can they overcome sickness, a boat accident, a cyclone?
The Resort, 8:30 Wednesday. Then at 9:30, Evans finally found the one, but he's got some competition.
Hey, how are you? What's he doing now? I think he's just given her his phone number.
Secret Life after The Resort Wednesday.
Holden has instructed Holden retailers to clear 2003 plated vehicles by February 29. Holden's 03 sale. Save thousands on 2003 plated Commodore, Bellina and Calais. Save $3,500 on Rodeo. Huge trade discounts on Utes and one-tonners. Save thousands on Vectra and Astra. Holden's 03 sale ends Saturday at Holden.
New Domino's Double Decadence. Tasty cheddar cream cheese between two thin and crispy crusts with any topping you desire. Dreamy, delectable, delicious.
Domino's.
Good morning, how can I help you?
Are all of these available?
Yes, and plenty more.
TradeLink has been supplying trade customers through a nationwide network for generations. TradeLink stocks a huge range of the latest modern and traditional bathroom styles. With massive buying power you can access through our fabulous showrooms.
So everything we need is here then?
Whether you're building or renovating, TradeLink has the range and style to suit your budget. There's a new secret to gorgeous hair, according to Cosmopolitan. This shampoo promises hair that may never know dryness or split ends. Hair that is shiny, soft to touch, and is to die for. You won't believe what shampoo this is. Head and Shoulders, the dandruff shampoo, a new secret to gorgeous hair, discovered by Cosmopolitan. Head and Shoulders, you won't believe it's a dandruff shampoo.
Shopping for timber flooring? Discount City Carpets presents the new release of Kendall laminated timber flooring at a very special low introductory price of $29.95 a square metre. Kendall timber flooring has got everything the others haven't. Scratch resistant, stain resistant, impact resistant, and stands up to wear and tear. Pass the test? Don't miss out on this great introductory offer, $29.95 a square metre. That's a $20 a square metre saving. Discount City Carpets, Superstores and Super Warehouse.
You know what they said? We won 3 quotes. You know what I said? Okay, first quote. I have nothing to declare but my genius. Oscar Wilde. Second quote. I'll be back. Arnie Schwarzenegger. Third quote. I never forget a face, but in your case, I'll be glad to make an exception. Groucho Marx.
And what did they say?
Nothing. It's a joke, Trev. Trev?
Hayes took the second option. Rewalt concedes some ground to Ball, who shaved his hair as well. Out for Powell, in plenty of space. Can run right to the 50 here. Powell will load up, going for the super goal!
There was plenty of highlights in the opening term, and most of them were St Kilda's way. Stephen Powell providing the only 9-pointer. Clark, Hayes, Ball and Milne, the other goal kickers, Skipworth and Stenglein, as the Crows made something of a comeback late in that quarter. There's Grant Thomas down there on the ground talking to his players, Rob. It's a very interesting opening quarter, and particularly, as I said, from St Kilda's point of view.
Well, they did use the ball pretty well. A little bit rusty early, but I thought Aussie Jones out of the back line was good. Wayne Carey tackled so well there by Maxie Hudson. Only the 2 goals to the Crows, and neither one from a key forward. And we spoke about St Kilda being so direct as they went forward. And we see Hamill with his strength getting the ball out there, and Lenny Hayes finishing off.
So Gary Ayres still have the players in close. The Saints have broken already. Let's get down to the boundary and Mark Aston.
Yeah, had an interesting observation here. Nothing major, but Grant Thomas, when he came out, didn't speak to his players for a good 2 or 3 minutes. He was just looking at the board, looking at the players' board with a whole range of his coaching staff. He's now talking to the players as we mentioned. In fact, they've just wandered off. As far as Gary was concerned, he went straight out, got everyone into a huddle and started chatting to them. Look, no panic, but at the same time he was getting a little bit boisterous. Early days.
Yes, indeed, Mark. Thanks for that. Terry Danaher, you noticed down there talking to the forwards, Rob?
Yeah, Terry Danaher, who's gone over to the Saints as an assistant coach. He was looking after the forward division. Nathan Burke, he was looking after the back line. Of course, he's played there. And we had Matthew Rendell looking after the rucks and the midfield. So it was the assistant coaches who did most of the talking. Grant Thomas, for the last minute or 2, got them together.
Second quarter from Amy Stadium, and the local fans just trying to urge the Crows on a little bit. It was all the Saints in the opening term. Ball. Henschel, number 37. They've got wraps on him, hoping that he will develop fairly quickly. Speaking of wraps, there's not too many bigger than Goddard. Lays it off. Power high, up and under one. Inside the 50, but Bigland's floating back. Able to relieve now. The Crows breaking everywhere. McGregor can push up and kick to Ronnie Burns on the wing. Got Tawney running there as well with him. And Edwards, and he was more concerned with the no look rather than the handball part there, Rob. And it went out of bounds.
Yeah, pretty sloppy play there by Ronnie. He'd be disappointed with that. And again, they just took the ball so wide. OK to go from centre half back to a half back flank. From the back flank, they took it to the boundary line on the wing.
McLeod. Good one. He's a player that the Crows fans will be really keen to see get back to his best after last year.
Yes, and he started in the first quarter playing mainly as a defender. They've got him now in the midfield. Tyson Edwards playing on Aaron Hamill.
Burns again delivers and delivers well this time for Welsh. Another who the Crows will be hoping has an injury-free season. Carey leads. He goes beyond that, searching for Perry. Just timed his leap just a fraction out, and the ball over and out.
Aussie Jones has had a picnic in that first quarter. 10 disposals.
Make sure there's no holding. Keep arms off, drive off.
So the Crows deep in attacking territory. Carey worked his way well in the ruck contest. Kick couldn't get enough angle on it. Graham's there for the Saints. Just trying to keep Johncock out of the contest. Oh, the door window of opportunity open for Johncock. A good little wrestle there, and he held his feet in the end well. Carey was the target. Still in there trying to do everything. Ball was wrapped up.
Thanks, boys. Good work.
And the Saints starting each quarter with Noble in the ruck and bringing Maguire on at around about the 10-11 minute mark.
So another opportunity straight in front of goal. Rewalt thumped it away from the most dangerous territory. Welsh did OK to Stenglein. His kick was no good. Welsh with a second chance. Gathers and dishes off to McGregor, who steadies and misses. Might have done better.
38 the Saints, 13 the Crows. Voss, Powell, a little bit of miscommunication there. And it could lead to an Adelaide goal, but Carey didn't quite get enough on the kick. Graham gets back to help out. Down the middle goes the kick.
Right there, Roo, right there.
And Ball takes the mark.
Been impressed with Ball's game. Uses the ball particularly well.
Let's go, let's get it on.
Possession number 7.
Riewoldt.
Fist from Biglands was good. Stevens dives on top now for the Crows.
Contestable.
And we're waiting for a bounce. So not much going on at the start of this second quarter, Rob.
No, I've just been impressed with the St Kilda forward line. We've mentioned it a lot, but when you've got players like Gehrig and Hamill permanently there, and then Kosicki and Riewoldt floating in and out, gee, some dangerous tall timber.
Hamill did the hard work, and Harvey sends the Saints forward. Gehrig was caught behind. Now the scramble for the ball. Oh, Xavier Clark was far too good. He'll centre it to the top of the square, giving the forwards a real chance. And Kosicki
Back up 3 metres.
is the beneficiary.
There's not many teams that have got 3 tall defenders that can cover the likes of Kosicki, Riewoldt, Hamill. Throw Gehrig in there, and you've got need 4 tall defenders. Most teams just haven't got them.
Justin Kosicki with a real chance to extend the margin to a dangerous method, and has missed everything, which he'll be disappointed with.
Yep. Wait for the play on, Fraser. Holding. Play on.
So this time the Crows choosing to carry it out of defence. Edwards. Goddard didn't come at him.
Still me.
Burns. This is Henschel now. Through the middle, Rashuto. You can hear the crowd lift when he goes near the footy. Out wide for Scott Stevens.
Just so indirect. They've had 8 disposals in a row there, the Crows, and virtually gone nowhere.
And that made the Welsh lead tough. Speaking of tough, Ball
Gutsy.
right in amongst it, wasn't he?
Gutsy mark.
Over to Powell, dishing nicely for Hayes. Gliding through the middle. But what about the run down from McLeod? That could lift them. Out wide for John Cock. Can loop it over to Biglands. Let's see if Biglands wants to run. He might give to Rashuto, who can line up for goal. Thought about going for the super goal, but at the moment, they need to make sure of them. And the captain says, I'll make sure of it with a goal.
That is a big one for the Crows, with their key players McLeod and Rashuto involved. There he is again, McLeod sending it forward. Just bounced over the top of Skipworth, who was leading the race. Jones tears away from Carey and kicks well for Harvey. The Saints queuing up down the wing. And Kosicki never broke stride when he took that mark. He sets it up. There are Saints everywhere. They could have raffled it. Hamill went to spoil instead. Edwards was there. Xavier Clark somehow found the handle and has hit the post, and it wouldn't stay in play to provide a second chance, so that is a behind.
Kosicki looks so much lighter than previous seasons. It looks like he's got himself super fit.
Has been a question mark over his back injury, which has flared a bit in the last month or so, but he does look in great shape. Goodwin looking for Biglands, but and allowed Voss to come in. What a terrific second half to last season Brett Voss had, and I think everyone in the footy world was rapt to see him play such good footy, which was on display to everyone the night that he eclipsed his brother.
Right there.
This is Henschel.
You take it? Yep.
Short for Stenglein.
One. Yours.
Goes very wide. Gave Clark a look in, but John Cock wanted it more. Over the top, Burns can give to Welsh and get it back again. Welsh, though, aligns himself with the leading Perry. Again, he's under the ball. McLeod easing after it, showing them all how it's done. Well, maybe not quite all elements of the game. Rashudo. Gallagher squeezing the kick out. Into full forward, that was clumsy. Stevens penalised.
Gee, Xavier Clark wide on the wing, a real option for Goddard.
That's where he's gone. Xavier Clark is in an enormous amount of space. He can take off and have 2 or 3 bounces here. He had one around Stengline, lost his footing. Will be disappointed. And Stengline, who provided an honest chase, forces the turnover. Yep. Gee, it was a golden opportunity gone begging for the Saints.
Let's get it going.
They had that open flow all the way to goal. So Stengline, his target is Biglands.
Oh, tackle!
Yeah, St Kilda's way.
And Voss earned that free kick just through courage alone, just being desperate to be the first one to get a hand on that ball.
Gehrig a long way up the ground. Rewalt's his target. He's behind. McGregor was in front. Ball read it beautifully and chips over the top for Rewalt, who kept running from the pack. And we'll have the shot at goal.
And the crumbing of St Kilda, Gerard, has been wonderful today. We see ball there, but been very impressed with Stephen Milne, really working hard to get to the feet, to get to the front of these tall options. And why wouldn't you? Because if Rewalt, Kazitsky, Gehrig, if they don't mark it, the ball will come to ground.
So Nick Rewalt, you'd expect him to kick this. And he reasserts the break for the Saints.
If you love your club, sign up your gas and electricity with Origin Energy, and we'll help you get behind them. Pull harder, guys! Get $50 towards both your 2004 and 2005 club memberships, even if you've already paid. Call Origin Energy on 13 18 50. Get inside 50! You just can't miss!
Maguire back on for St Kilda to do the ruck work, and certainly he'll spend a lot of time around the half-back line. There he goes.
Clearing kick didn't in fact clear the area. This is Skipworth, gang tackle.
Up, thank you. Good work. Skippy, cheers, thanks, mate.
Earns praise from the umpire. Skippy. Imaginative nickname for Hayden Skipworth. Out of the middle, Thompson. Rashudo, who's really finding it now. That's his 10th possession. To centre half forward, Carey working awfully hard, but finding the going pretty tough. Goddard on the end of it, just overdid the kick, but Rewalt was strong. Good work. Gee, hasn't Stengline attacked the footy tonight? Saints numbers prevail, though, on this occasion. Harvey. And Black. Saints a lot more efficient.
Well, they're far more direct, aren't they? Taking the ball right down the middle of the ground, and Adelaide going wide.
Just sometimes I wish we had an in-commentary box camera. The graceful Robert Walls. The chair being tested, it's fair to say. 25 points the margin. Certainly the Crows being tested.
I think the worry for the Crows is that they haven't had a tall forward kick a goal.
And the loss of Mark Stevens, an indefinite loss, is one that could be very costly as Rashudo gets them going again. And John Cock uses his pace to burn off Del Santo. And McLeod versus Aussie Jones just left it behind. Good work from Perry, but the body's equally as hard for the Saints. And Rewald going in and winning the footy. Hayes to Ball. What a quarter he's had. 10 possessions now for the match as he streams forward and delivers off the left. It wasn't terrific delivery for Gehrig. Henschel receiving the handball from McGregor. Out wide again, forced to go wide, the Crows. Goodwin to Rashudo. He's now had 12 possessions. He waits that pretty well. This is Gallagher. Burton.
You see Rewalt and Maguire have pushed back. And That's smart play because the long kick would have favoured Riewoldt and Maguire, so they've gone the short pass. Can Carey make the distance?
6 point play, 6 points.
6 points, says the umpire. He went for it and misses the lock. So 7 minutes to go in the opening half, and the Adelaide Crows under pressure here. It's the Saints by 25.
Del Santo with the decision to make. He's across the face of goal. Goddard made good space. Riewoldt wants it longer. He'll have to wait. Hayes gets it back and then lost it. John Cock with an opportunity. Spun out of trouble brilliantly. Can he complete the work himself? Inspirational.
Go Harvey Norman for this great PlayStation 2 offer. Pay just $329 for a PlayStation 2 console and receive a bonus platinum game. PlayStation 2, the complete gamer entertainment system. Buy now for $329 and get a selected platinum game as a bonus. But hurry, the offer won't last. PlayStation 2, available now at Harvey Norman, your gaming destination.
So the Saints there, rotating some of their stars through the bench. Lenny Hayes sitting down. The Crows making a little bit of a charge here, Rob.
Yes, and he looked pretty tired there, Lenny Hayes, and Grant Thomas very quick to get him off.
Not a great bounce out of the middle. Again at the bottom of the pack, Maguire and Hamill and ball on the end of it. Off the right, didn't hit it crisply. Gehrig. This is Clark from the boundary line, back to Riewoldt, and the Saints ready to respond yet again.
Unselfish football, smart football by Clark.
Mark's here. That was all right. They go forward, okay?
Just been so impressed with Riewoldt's game. His groundwork for an athlete, for a footballer that size, is exceptional. He's as good as a midfield player. His ability to pick up the ball down low and fire it off.
And the kick looks pretty good as well.
Just be a minute.
Mentos Cool Chews. Use responsibly.
Save every day at Coles with great specials. Like Coles regular beef mince, just $4.98 a kilo. Save $3.01 a kilo. And Harvest Awards bread 500 grams, only 88 cents each. Save 57 cents. You'll save every day when you shop at Coles.
Challenge this quarter. They have been able to respond virtually immediately with a goal. Nick Riewoldt twice. And that just reasserts their 25-point break. A chance to come forward again. Hard work being done by Thompson. Just kept the ball in dispute.
Starting in the mid-zone. A little bit of panic by the Crows. Tyson Edwards, the spare man in defence. That leaves Goddard as the spare man in the back half for St Kilda.
They have looked threatening when they've gone forward. St Kilda, and ball just smashes it to space. Burns was there. He could do nothing but search for the boundary. He won't get it. Aussie Jones is first. He gives to Ball. He's got options everywhere. He's just got to pick the right one, and he has. Harvey.
Gee, we are seeing the best of Luke Ball. Missed a fair bit of football in his first year. Introduced into the team last season. He is pure class.
Robert Harvey directly in front. And it's a good break now for the Saints.
Coming up in 10 News, Gift of Life. The David Hooks Foundation launched as part of Organ Donor Awareness Week. A teenage girl hospitalised after the allegedly stolen car she was in crashed during a police chase in Adelaide. Police hunt a gatecrasher who stabbed the host of a party in Melbourne's east. Calls for tax relief as first home buyers struggle with rising house prices. And reaching for a world Pilates record. The details in 10 News coming up shortly.
So the 32-year-old Robert Harvey extending the Saints' lead and getting straight in amongst the action. That was Ben Hudson. Rashudo's handball intercepted. Del Santo, they are laden with talent in the midfield. Got a few handy players up forward as well. High tackle
Nick, don't come in.
that time by Fraser Gehrig. Henschel takes it. Poor kick though. Over the top, that was Blake. Stephen Powell as the rotations continue. Anything positive for the Crows from the first half, Rob?
Gallagher's work in the back line has been good. I think Andrew McLeod's explosiveness is as good as it's always been. Rashudo's reading the play well. They're struggling in the ruck.
Again, Del Santo sending them forward. Henschel. Ground level help finally arrives. Goodwin and Rashudo. Oh, dangerous kick. Rewilded back him here. Strong hands and a chance for his third goal of the quarter.
Nick, that's it there.
Doesn't look completely confident about travelling the journey, but you'd think if he hits it well, he should be able to score a goal.
Just needs to settle down, take his time. Distance shouldn't worry him, although he's worked hard. He's probably covered more ground than anybody in the first half.
You can see their recent dominance with that inside 50 stat the last 5 times. And it produces a behind on this occasion. Boy, did that cut away at the end very quickly. The breeze blowing across the goals, as it so often does at that end of the ground.
So he has 2-2, Riewoldt.
So much of the Crows' play is based on Matthew Clark, their dominant ruckman, getting his hand to the ball. Well, he's missing today, but Hudson at the same time is getting opportunity.
The turnover provides any number of opportunities for the Saints. The long kick in from Gallagher. And there was St Kilda players everywhere on the edge of 50. Here we go. Can Powell provide a second? He can't. High ball. Gehrig hit the pack hard. Edwards needs a cool head. He does well to Burns. Clean bowled. Baker provides the pressure. And now he has the opportunity. Goddard to Harvey on the arc. Powell this time. He wants to go for goal. It doesn't have the carry. Hudson gets back to take the mark for the Crows. He uses McGregor. Stenglein. Rashudo running in support. That was the loop over the top. Instead he goes longer for Goodwin. Unattended on the wing. Leeds coming from half forward. Nothing decisive. So Goodwin goes for Carey. Why wouldn't you? He's outnumbered and outplayed. Schwarz got a fist on it. Jones gave ground to Voss. He goes to Black. They can build well here, the Saints. They'll head to the outer side. And Blake has made the space on the ground. He outmarks Massey, who went to ground, and Blake's away. He has a bounce and can kick this well inside 50. Riewoldt and Gehrig are the targets. Gehrig couldn't take it. Riewoldt, can he gather the bouncing ball? He has support inside. Hamill. Now Gehrig tried to bulldoze his way through. Henschel stood his ground. McGregor, the ball still in dispute. Needed to be steady hands from the Crows, and it was. And Edwards provides the relieving kick.
Ronnie Burns through the middle, little dangerous. Stenglein. Baker there to harass.
You go to Carey, he's one out.
Just had a yard on Hudson, but his timing was excellent. Skipworth to his feet. For his second of the night, they need one, and he gets a big 9.
Go Harvey Norman for this great PlayStation 2 offer. Pay just $329 for a PlayStation 2 console and receive a bonus platinum game. PlayStation 2, the complete gamer entertainment system. Buy now for $329 and get a selected platinum game as a bonus. But hurry, the offer won't last. PlayStation 2, available now at Harvey Norman, your gaming destination.
We're going to the videotape.
You be the judge, Hutto.
I think...
I want another angle.
Well, yeah, I think we'd call for a second angle. He can't have anything touching the line. And I think he might be in trouble. I think it might be 6. I'd call that a no ball. I think we're going again. Here's another slower look. Well,
crowd getting impatient.
Still not sure.
It's quite literally borderline.
It is right on the line. And the crowd can't see these replays.
You can't tell from that one.
If it's borderline, aren't they instructed to call it a 6-pointer?
Favours the angle.
Favours the batsman, doesn't it, Rob? The crowd booing, and really, it's gone. I think we'll find it 6 points. Let's wait and see.
Inconclusive 6 points?
Hard to tell.
There we go, inconclusive.
Standard all clear.
And we might get a boo.
Now, we heard that from the umpire, inconclusive, so 6 points.
I think if this is going to work, the crowd need to see the replay, don't they?
No doubt. So the Crows trim the margin, but not by as much as they'd hoped. It's back to 26. Skipworth has been good near goal, and the Saints have had a knack of answering these. Now Powell got the break from the centre to Hayes, who's back on the ground at half forward. His target is Gehrig. Riewoldt backing back to provide support. Gehrig got rid of his man and couldn't complete the mark. Gallagher working hard, and he'll be rewarded with a free kick. He was being held, and Bode clears the ball for John Cogg. Maguire, a big body, crashed his way through.
I like him.
A dangerous ball. Gehrig's at the back. McGregor with the flight provided the contest. And a stalemate.
Just putting real pressure on the Adelaide defence with those long kicks to the tall forwards. Eventually it just wears them down, and I really like the way that Milne and Clark and Ball are getting underneath the pack.
St Kilda with a fresh chance in the dying seconds. The Crows need to be steady here. McLeod is, he gives to Gallagher, who changed his mind rather dangerously. Goodwin. They have numbers this side though. Stenglein short, and the kick was good enough. Stenglein assesses what's a pretty static view ahead.
Well, all he sees is Matty Maguire of the Saints. That's why he doesn't want to kick it long down the line. He may be forced to.
Maguire is lurking dangerously there, and he'll be the 5th man into this contest, and took the mark in front. You could see that a mile away, Rob.
Yeah.
Siren sounds too far out to score. Maguire having the kick, going through the motions, but it has been the Saints' first half. 58 St Kilda, including 1 super goal. The Adelaide Crows.
Time 7 o'clock tonight. Don't miss the next round of electrifying new performances. Then 7:30 Wednesday. Stand by for the make or break results.
American Idol, 7 o'clock tonight and 7:30 Wednesday.
Shopping for timber flooring? Discount City Carpets presents the new release of Kendall laminated timber flooring at a very special low introductory price of $29.95 a square metre. Kendall timber flooring has got everything the others haven't. Scratch resistant, stain resistant, impact resistant, and stands up to wear and tear. Pass the test? Don't miss out on this great introductory offer, $29.95 a square metre. That's a $20 a square metre saving. Discount City Carpets, superstores and super warehouse.
We'll be back in a moment. Hi, at $29,990, drive away. The Kia Carnival is Australian families' first choice people mover.
With heaps of room, dual sliding doors, and a Vroom V6 engine. It's never been easier to buy.
A new Kia Carnival. Welcome back.
To celebrate the tennis, the Kia Carnival is just $29,990 drive away.
Mr. Bean's Amazing A to Z is a brilliant new magazine packed with fascinating facts about history, animals, science, famous people, geography, inventions, and record breakers. Did you know Kylie is the name for a boomerang? There are puzzles and cool quizzes to test what you've learned. You get stinky scratch and sniff stickers with every issue and a sticker atlas to keep them in. Each week it builds into a fun, amazingly useful encyclopedia. Mr. Bean's Amazing A to Z.
Amazing. We've never done this before, and now I know why.
This weekend, 30,000 items, all 50% off.
All 50% off?
Yeah, 30,000 items. Come on and count them if you want to.
All 50% off?
$80 quilt cover sets, $19.95, $19.95, $19.95. $100 quilt cover sets, $29.95, $29.95, $29.95. $130 quilt cover sets, $39.95, $39.95, $39.95.
It'll be busy all weekend.
Sheet sets, towels, pillows, quilts, bedspreads, bathrobes.
Hi, I'm moving Melvin from Austin, Texas. I sing, oh yes, I'm the great pretender. I dance to spend the night away. I tap lap dance. And I do a few great characters. Hi, I feel nice. So come and join me. Have some great fun. Ha, 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 ha. You gotta do what you know is right.
Shopping for timber flooring? Discount City Carpets presents the new release of Kendall laminated timber flooring at a very special low introductory price of $29.95 a square metre. Kendall timber flooring has got everything the others haven't. Scratch resistant, stain resistant, impact resistant, and stands up to wear and tear. Pass the test? Don't miss out on this great introductory offer, $29.95 a square metre. That's a $20 a square metre saving. Discount City Carpets, superstores and super warehouse.
Monday, the green-eyed monster pays a visit to America's ditziest new bride.
Cynthia's looking at all those girls and their sexy stuff. I have to show them up.
So how much is she willing to pay for a G-string?
The hilarious new series, Newlyweds, 8 o'clock Monday.
10 News with George Danikian.
Tonight, the gift of life. David Hookes' organ donor legacy. Accident carnage. A horror night on the nation's roads. And Through the Roof. Calls to scale back stamp duty as first home buyers struggle. Good evening, but first, an emotional Robin Hookes has fought back tears at the inception of her late husband's Organ Donor Foundation. Corporate heavyweights helping launch the David Hookes legacy.
Australia's richest man comforts the widow of a Test cricketer, applauded for giving a gift money can't buy, life for up to 10 other people. The family of David Hookes chose to donate his organs last month after he was placed on life support following a vicious assault. But despite her intense grief, Robin Hookes recalled the decision as an easy one to make.
When they came to us in the hospital, we just said, well, of course. Because we knew, and it had been discussed so often.
The Hookes family in a minority, with Australia sporting the second worst organ donor record in the world. Their actions also inspiring corporate heavyweights to create a foundation in Hookes' honour to promote the cause. Cricketer Ricky Ponting to be the face of their advertising campaign.
It's an example, I guess, of good coming of bad.
Several of the panel all too familiar with the ordeal of being on a waiting list. Kerry Packer received a kidney in 2000 and Sam Chisholm a double lung transplant last year. And both happy to in turn offer their organs upon death.
When you're dead, you're dead. And if you can help somebody in death, that's the greatest gift you can give.
The foundation advising families to talk about it and inform each other of their choices. Through donation, they say, the spirit of that person can live on.
You know, I've marked it on my licence. God help anyone who gets any of my organs.
Amber Muir, 10 News.
6 people have been killed in a spate of accidents across the country. 3 died in Victoria, 2 in New South Wales and 1 in South Australia.
The twisted wreck tells the tragic tale. A 53-year-old man died when his car careered out of control before ploughing into a pole at Yankalilla, south of Adelaide. A female passenger was airlifted to hospital in a critical condition. The man's death took the South Australian road toll to 20 compared to 21 for the same period last year. Meanwhile, police are appealing for witnesses after a pedestrian was struck by a car in Melbourne. Suffering severe head injuries, it's believed he died instantly. He was one of 3 killed in Victoria, with 2 men losing their lives in an accident at Harrow in the Wimmera region. And with speed, fatigue and drink driving the biggest killers on our roads, the message still isn't getting through. Victorian police nabbing 34 drivers over the legal alcohol limit during a surprise 3-day campaign.
Clearly some people are deliberately choosing to drink and drive under the mistaken belief that they can get away with it.
The overriding message from police is drink drivers will be caught. Alan Ruskell, 10 News.
And a teenage girl suffered minor injuries after the allegedly stolen car she was in crashed during a police pursuit in Adelaide. Police were following the Holden Commodore along Wilpena Avenue, Clemzig around 2 a.m. when the driver lost control and smashed into a tree. 2 males fled from the car. The injured girl was arrested and taken to the Royal Adelaide Hospital where she's under police guard. More bad news for first home buyers as house prices soar. In Sydney, the median price has hit $500,000, while in Melbourne it's almost $400,000. Now, there are growing calls for all states to hand back some of their tax windfall.
Meaningful concessions for not only first home buyers, for disadvantaged or low income earners, and also a concession for your principal place of residence.
Victoria will collect more than $2 billion in stamp duty this year. After the break, a young man hospitalised after a vicious gatecrasher and revving up for the Grand Prix.
Rove's a big boy now.
He has to shave twice a day.
Yeah, used to be once a week.
Tuesday, an exclusive Australian TV performance and interview with David Bowie, comedian Judith Lucy, and our idol Guy. Rove Live, 9:30 Tuesday.
Good morning, Davison Lang. This is Zena. He's just on another call. Do you mind holding?
No, we hold. Thank you.
Good morning, Davison Lang. Zena speaking. Yeah. Yep, sure.
New Domino's Double Decker. Tasty cheddar cream cheese between two thin and crispy crusts with any topping you desire. Dreamy, delectable, delicious.
Domino's! Everyone's heard about Jarvis, but no one knows we also sell Toyota. So how do we tell people about Jarvis Toyota?
It's simple. Just give them the best price. Give them the absolute best price on Toyotas in Adelaide, and word will get out.
The absolute best price.
The best price.
Absolutely the best price.
The absolute best Toyota price in Adelaide.
Jarvis Toyota, the absolute best price on Toyota in Adelaide. You'll find us.
Hi, I'm moving Melbourne from Austin, Texas. I sing, oh yes, I'm the great pretender. I dance to spend the night away. I tap dance. And I do a few great characters. Hi, I feel nice. So come and join me. Have some great fun. Ha, 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 ha. You gotta do what you know is right.
Shopping for timber flooring? Discount City Carpets presents the new release of Kendall laminated timber flooring at a very special low introductory price of $29.95 a square metre. Kendall timber flooring has got everything the others haven't. Scratch resistant, stain resistant, impact resistant, and stands up to wear and tear. Pass the test? Don't miss out on this great introductory offer, $29.95 a square metre. That's a $20 a square metre saving. Discount City Carpets, Superstores and Super Warehouse.
And did I finally talk her into coming back to my little love shack? Yeah. And did I take her into the bedroom to show the new mirror ceiling? Yep. And do you know what happened next? Yep. One of the mirror panels fell and broke into 1,000 little pieces.
Does that mean 7 years bad luck?
Oh, yeah. 7 years bad luck? Oh, no, not another 7 years.
Want to laugh your skids off?
We absolutely love what you've done with the new place, Leonia.
Oh, thanks.
Then you need all new Skid House.
Rob designed the whole house himself.
Yeah, that's right. All new Skid House, 8 o'clock Wednesday on 10.
Police are hunting a gatecrasher who stabbed the host of a party in Melbourne's east overnight. The knife was drawn in a dispute over a broken ornament.
Stabbed 4 times in the chest, arm and abdomen, 23-year-old Matthew Shepherd is wheeled into hospital with distraught loved ones by his side. The accounting student, a victim of gatecrashers, who turned up at a party at his home. Police were called but found the house deserted, empty drink cans the only sign of any revelry.
Numerous persons were at the scene prior to police attending and have since left.
As police compiled a list of partygoers today, the victim's brothers started the clean-up, describing the attack as senseless.
Apparently it's over something really stupid like these stupid little fruit
paper mache things got broken. He was just asking who broke them, and then all of a sudden he got stabbed.
The victim remains in hospital in a stable condition, but his family says he came within millimetres of suffering more critical injuries, the knife narrowly missing a major nerve.
Seeing your brother getting stabbed is not a very good thing to see. Pretty traumatic.
Police are appealing for witnesses. Kelly Morgan, 10 News.
To sport, and Jonathan Brown's best on-ground performance in the Wizard Cup in Launceston has dented Peter Schwab's early premiership plans. Brisbane defeating Hawthorn by 37 points. 3 first-quarter goals from Brown set up a 29-point lead at the first change. The margin grew to 47 before Richie Vandenberg finally registered the Hawks' first goal 4 minutes after half-time. Brown's fifth, though, snuffing out any thought of a Hawks fight-back. Meanwhile, 8 goals from Brendan Favola steered Carlton to an upset 102-point win over the Swans in Sydney. And the Power has returned to Adelaide with some good news from last night's 20-point loss to Geelong. Gavin Wanganeen's shoulder injury isn't as bad as first feared, although the former skipper left the ground in the second quarter.
It was just a precautionary to come off and rest it. But I won't miss any footy from it. Just be a bit sore for a few days, but no worries at all.
A revised game plan worked well in patches for the Power. To cricket news, and Queensland's 4-run victory over South Australia has edged Victoria out of the ING one-day final. The Vics were in contention after yesterday's bonus point win against Western Australia, but now Queensland will host the final against WA. Well, Minardi boss Paul Stoddart is shrugging off fears that industrial action could jeopardise next month's Australian Grand Prix. Arriving from Italy, Melbourne-born Stoddart said he had confidence in his fellow countrymen. Electricians have threatened not to perform vital work leading up to the event.
I am sure whatever the issues, they'll be sorted. I've got great faith in Australians.
The Services Union says they may strike over poor pay and job security. A brief look at the weather. And Melbourne and Adelaide both reached 22 degrees today, 42 the top in Brisbane. The prognostic chart shows a large, stable, high-pressure system in the Bight, bringing calm conditions to SA and Victoria. Now for a look at the rainfall chart, and these are some of the areas expecting rain tomorrow. Forecast for Monday, Melbourne becoming fine, 13 to 22 degrees, while for Adelaide, light morning showers clearing to a fine afternoon, 13 to 25. And finally, more than 300 enthusiasts have stretched the record books in the world's largest Pilates class. Bent on reaching their goal with a twist, the group flexed their muscles for the Cancer Council of Victoria. They hope others will join the head-turning movement. Wish them well. And that brings you up to date for the moment. 10's late news, 10 past 11 tonight. Good night.
New Domino's Double Deckers. Tasty cheddar cream cheese between 2 thin and crispy crusts. Delicious.
Domino's! And did I finally talk her into coming back to my little love shack? Yeah. And did I take her into the bedroom to show the new mirror ceiling? Yep. And do you know what happened next? Yep. One of the mirror panels fell and broke into 1,000 little pieces.
Does that mean 7 years bad luck?
Oh, yeah. 7 years bad luck. Oh, no, not another 7 years.
The Clipsal 500 Adelaide, the greatest entertainment value in history. 4 days of V8 supercar excitement. Australia's largest motorsport festival. Improved spectator facilities and more Mistrovision super screens. 3 major concerts. The Clipsal 500 Adelaide. Book your 4-day pass for just $112 now at BAFS. 4-day passes start from just $112. Miss it and your history.
Hi, I'm moving Melvin from Austin, Texas. I sing, oh yes, I'm the great pretender. I dance, to spend the night away. I tap dance. And I do a few great characters. Hi, I feel nice. So come and join me. Have some great fun. Ha, 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 ha. You gotta do what you know is right.
Shopping for timber flooring? Discount City Carpets presents the new release of Kendall laminated timber flooring at a very special low introductory price of $29.95 a square metre. Kendall timber flooring has got everything the others haven't. Scratch resistant, stain resistant, impact resistant, and stands up to wear and tear. Pass the test? Don't miss out on this great introductory offer, $29.95 a square metre. That's a $20 a square metre saving. Discount City Carpets, Superstores and Super Warehouse.
New Domino's Double Deckers. Tasty cheddar cream cheese between two thin and crispy crusts. Delicious.
Domino's! And did I finally talk her into coming back to my little love shack? Yeah. And did I take her into the bedroom to show the new mirror ceiling? Yep. And do you know what happened next? Yep. One of the mirror panels fell and broke into 1,000 little pieces.
Does that mean 7 years bad luck?
Oh, yeah. 7 years bad luck. Oh, no, not another 7 years.
The 2004 Wizard Home Loans Cup. Proudly brought to you by Harvey Norman. There's a store near you. Carlton Sterling Double Hopped Light. The Origin Energy Inside 50 deal. RAA Insurance. Discount City Carpets. And Telstra.
Sun's still shining here at AAMI Stadium, 22 degrees, so it's been a pleasant day rather than some of the oppressive heat we've seen over the weekend. I wonder what difference 20 minutes respite for the Crows and some words from their coach Gary Ayres will make. There's the Saints in nice and tight at half forward. They'll be happy. They lead this game pretty comfortably at the moment, 58-32. What do you think for the second half, Rob?
Well, I'd like to see Wayne Carey played more at full forward than centre half forward, and perhaps Burton go into the forward line.
Do you think, sorry to interrupt there, do you think Perry and Carey can work on the forward line together, because the jury's still very much out after last season?
I think the recovery at ground level with both of them isn't all that good. And once Carey misses the mark, his recovery's not all that good nowadays. So I'd keep him closer to goal so that his opponents can't run off him as easily as they have in the last 12 months.
Carey 7 possessions in the first half, 4 marks. Perry hasn't had a touch.
Yeah. Well, throw Perry up into the action. They're not doing that. Perry's gone to full forward. Carey at centre half forward. Brett Burton's gone into the forward line for the Crows. I think that's a good move. But we see Perry there in the goal square. Luke Penny, his opponent. I'd just like to see the big fella get up into the action a little bit more. Maybe even have a run in the ruck.
Well, Biglands is in the ruck. There's Fraser Gehrig at the other end of the ground. He's running into the shade, into the forward pocket. We're just about ready to go. How will the Crows respond to an opening half, which saw the Saints get away to a 26-point lead? Noble with the first touch. Bode the second.
Rewalt at centre half forward, and he's starting to push towards this contest. McGregor, his opponent.
Noble with the double-handed fist. McLeod overrunning it. Noble going in again. His work below his knees pretty good that time. And the dish was excellent. Hayes from 65 for 9. Has to settle for 1. The margin extends to 27.
Edwards quickly in. And he has Bassett, who wanted Stengline and sold him into trouble. Rewalt had the run at that from the moment it left the boot.
Just a shocking kick. High floater that just gave Rewalt every opportunity to intercept.
He's been in everything, Rewalt. He sends this in the Milne direction. But Biglands was there. All the timber was of the Crows variety. Goodwin now. Oh, he sent it back in the Rewalt direction. This time Stengline was more advantaged. Bode looking for Burton, who hasn't been in it.
Again, an example of Adelaide moving the ball off half-back to 2 metres from the wing position. It is just so indirect and so easy for the St Kilda defenders to get a fist on it and force the ball out of bounds.
St Kilda with a chance. Noble and Biglands. Biglands was a nice tap to Stengline.
My footy
was going nowhere.
That tackle, you went down as well.
And whilst the ball's on the wing position, the Crows have an extra man in defence, being Tyson Edwards, and again Goddard, the spare man in defence for the Saints.
Hayes went up but only got it to Bode, Stenglein and Burns. Now with a chance to provide some run, McLeod. He gives to Massey. This is a better build-up, although the kick went wide for Perry. Couldn't keep his feet, but he was the first to regain them. Hamill to Skipworth. Weaved his way into and out of trouble. And centre hoping. Has cleaned up Hodgson to get to the ball.
Just absolutely fearless was Max Hodgson. And we've seen Max in that situation plenty of times. Eyes on the football, total disregard for his own well-being.
And he's clutching at a shoulder. Any wonder?
He's copped a few injuries, Maxie Hodgson. He just couldn't fault his endeavour and his courage there. And I tell you what, Jarrett, many a player would have pulled out in that situation.
Bravery in the extreme, but this is what coaches hate to see in these Wizard Cup games, are injuries.
Maxie playing on Wayne Carey for the first half.
Does there become a point in a contest like this, Robert, where you are smarter not to go, or is it just simply you just have to?
It's in the players' makeup. As I said, plenty of players would not have put themselves in that physical situation, in that dangerous situation. The players who go, you just love them. As a coach, you just love them. And their teammates respect them so highly. Put it this way, if you were 10 goals up with 10 minutes on the clock, I think you'd be excused for pulling out.
So it leaves Welsh with the opportunity to kick the opening goal of the third term. And the Crows would love this, and Welsh, it's close, has provided.
Some signs of distress there for Saints fans and for Max Hodgson. He's gone from the ground on the scoreboard.
Yeah, Penny's now moved up onto Carey. Schwartz has gone onto Perry.
An important goal for the Crows to reduce the margin. Back to 21. Be interesting to see what effect the injury of Hodgson has on the other players. Will it inspire them or distract them, or have no influence? Burns had to go far and wide to earn his possessions tonight. Black hacking it forward, play on, you can hear the call. Edwards finally aware of that and delivered nicely to the wing. Welsh moving pretty well for the Crows. Carey still lurking around half forward on the 50. Penny watching him, so the kick goes short. Back to Ronnie Burns.
Just so slow, the movement of the ball.
Chips for John Cock.
Just gives the Saints every opportunity to get numbers back.
Well, Noble's planted himself back into space, so kick was forced to go wide. Beautifully judged, though, by Brett Burton, who is a good kick of the footy. Doesn't look confident, not giving himself a big run up. Wanted to go short, not far enough. Hurried kick at goal, right into the square. Perry with the run, but the body was too big and too strong, and Trent Noble did a good job there for the Saints. The other thing, Rob, about Carey playing in his position between full forward and centre-half forward is when he did that for North, he didn't have anyone behind him close to goal,
right.
did he?
Yeah, that's right, the old Pagan's paddock.
Jones's kick wasn't terrific, but it did find Powell.
He needs Ayres Acre, Hutto.
Sending the Saints into attack. Hamill's in front. He was outmanoeuvred this time by Henschel.
He's struggling a bit, Aaron Hamill.
The Crows again, it's dreadfully static ahead of Henschel, who's committed to going short to Edwards.
Play on, it's backwards, it's backwards,
That's what Tyson Stengline's hearing as well. He goes looking for Massey. The kick wasn't great. Massey almost made it good. Bassett somehow extricated himself out of trouble. Burton gives back to Massey. Bassett, it's untidy. They're staying in possession though, the Crows. Burns, where's he going? Underground, shocking. Goddard, ball. Now the Saints have the ball. Rewalt's the target. McGregor kept him out of the contest. No free kick. And McGregor has 3 or 4 men short. Chooses Edwards, who chooses Gallagher, and he might choose Biglands. No, he goes instead to McGregor, who kicks. Biglands goes long to Perry, who will earn himself a free kick. It was Massey who had a touch in there.
Well, Schwartz is now the opponent for Perry, and Perry has just got a bit too much bulk, I would think, for Schwartz.
Doesn't look overly confident. You have to kick this 52 or 53. Ian Perry commits himself. He's a Wizard Cup specialist. Kicked plenty in this competition last year. The Crows would love one that won't curl back. They get it behind, and the margin is 20 points.
The Crows, of course, the defending champions in the Wizard Cup.
That is a super kick by Brett Voss.
He's pretty good at it too, Rob, isn't he, with the kick-ins, Brett Voss.
60-metre pass that was.
Del Santo got Rewald pushing wide. It wasn't a great kick. And McGregor able to get a fist to it. Edwards happy to see it over. Not so happy to see Aaron Hamill. Let's go down to Mark Aston.
Not a lot of detail about Hudgton, Maxie Hudgton, but the indication is that he's okay. It is his shoulder, not his knee. Well, it was obviously his shoulder. There was some speculation it might have been his knee as well. But 2 or 3 of the doctors came out and just casually looked at me and said he's okay. I asked them whether he'd come back on again, and they said, look, we're not really sure. So at this stage, it's okay.
Again with the ball at half forward for St Kilda. The Crows have dropped a player back in that defensive 50, and that player being Andy Goodwin, who reads it to perfection.
Edwards gets a hurried kick to half forward John Cock. Nice little shove on Baker. And again out of the grasp of Scotty Welsh at half forward. So the Crows have made a small amount of ground since half-time. The margin reduced to 20. Again, we see one of these throw-ins. So the ball will move back into the corridor. Hoble's had a pretty good game. Down to Powell. Farming it down nicely. Del Santo. Powell's got the run, the momentum. Didn't want to waste it. Off the ground to ball. And delivers onto the chest of Gehrig.
Back up 2 metres. 2 metres.
We are seeing a star emerge today in Luke Ball. Just wonderful disposal. Bullet-like pass. Kick off the ground there. Hack off the ground by Powell. And have a look at this. He spears that 45 metres onto the chest of Gehrig.
Well, we saw some of Chris Judd last night, and of course Luke Hodge for the Hawks today, but this is Gehrig after the kick from ball, and the silence tells the story. It's a goal.
It out-corners a conventional time. It outbreaks a conventional time. It out-handles a conventional time. Because with its revolutionary silica compound, the Dunlop SP Sport 300E is anything but conventional. What are your tyres made of?
Gary Ayres plenty to worry about. St Kilda have re-established that 26-point buffer of half-time. Hudson's gone into the ruck for the Crows. Just a scramble for possession. Del Santo tried to get through.
Tyson Edwards been moved on ball. Played the first half as a defender. Little number 9 for the Crows. He's a very, very good player.
Del Santo had a fresh airy, but it was Powell who managed to get the ball out of that pack. Here's that man again, ball. Good by hand to Hayes. It'll be play on. The backwards kick to Del Santo. He'll drive long for Gehrig or Hamill. They're both there. Out position was Gehrig, and Bassett with the kick off the ground.
Just one thing I've noticed with the Saints, they are not afraid to kick the ball long to a key forward. And I suppose if you want to model yourself on a team, look no further than Brisbane, who kick it long to Brown and Lynch at every opportunity.
Hudson did okay. Got it to Edwards, whose handball turned over. Rashudo might make it okay, though. He does, and he'll get the Crows out of the depths of trouble. Burton at half-back. This is where the problem has been throughout the afternoon. Short to Rashudo. McGregor leads short, as does McLeod. Rashudo chooses to go shorter and has Edwards. McGregor's still on. And that's where Edwards does go.
Well, they just chip it around, don't they? Really get nowhere. All they do is enable the opposition is to get the bulk of their numbers back in their defensive half.
Getting hand signals everywhere was McGregor. He was told to go long and sideways and short. He chose to go long, and Stenglein provided the goods. He's going for Perry on a lead. Got rid of Schwarz. Now it might open up for McLeod. If he can gather, the blind beat him. Just fancied for a moment there might be magic there.
Well, you said it, Jared, the line beat him, and part of the reason why it did beat him is that they took the ball from the wing to the forward pocket no further out than 6 or 8 metres from the boundary.
They need one again, the Crows. And the ball's suddenly outside 50 with the boundary umpire coming in that 10 metres. Goodwin with a chance to send it back. Riley was in there as well, but the Saints will come away. Goddard and Hayes. They've combined well with Del Santo. And onto the wing. His ball again. He is a magnet today. That's not the greatest kick. Goodwin couldn't take it. Hamill provides the pressure. Oh, and it was good pressure too. He hasn't had a lot of the footy, but he does keep it in the Saints' attacking territory.
Luke Ball and Stephen Powell, 17 disposals. Aussie Jones, 13, and Del Santo, 12. Top ball winners for the Saints. Rashudo for the Crows with 16, Goodwin 15, Gallagher and Stenglein 14. The danger passes for the moment for the Crows. Gallagher ridden by Thompson. Umpire says it's okay.
It's a good contest, Daisy fellas. Let him up. He said it's a good contest.
Let's have a look.
It's a good contest. Yeah.
Might not quite seen that angle, the umpire, in fairness. Powell steps inside 50, back out to Thompson from a standing start. He does a pretty good job to get the ball online, and the Saints get another one.
You know what they said? We want 3 quotes. You know what I said? Okay, first quote. I have nothing to declare but my genius. Oscar Wilde. Second quote. I'll be back. Arnie Schwarzenegger. Third quote. I never forget a face, but in your case, I'll be glad to make an exception. Groucho Marx.
And what did they say?
Nothing. It's a joke, Trev. Trev? Trevor!
St Kilda by 32. Really pushing hard in the third quarter. Hudson got the tap. Del Santo's been all right in the middle this quarter. That handball's not great. Stenglein a chance. Thompson was too fierce. Stenglein will use Rashudo, who's confronted by Ball doing all the chasing. Gallagher this time. They go wide again. Burton run under the footy. Voss will get back first. He had support and now gets support. Oh, he threw it. Riley with a chance. And he doesn't miss.
In an ordinary place, he found someone that made his life extraordinary.
Bolt the door if you're coming in.
Tonight on 10, follow your dreams and discover what you're really made of. From the director of Good Will Hunting.
Are you challenging me, Mr. Wise?
Oscar winners Sean Connery, Matt Damon and Anna Paquin.
You ever read that?
In the big movie premiere.
My name is William Forrester.
10's big movie, Finding Forrester, 8:30 tonight.
Gary Ayres has, for the most, persisted with the same structure up forward, Rob, hasn't he, apart from that move of Burton?
That's exactly right. He's shown a lot of faith in Welsh, Carey and Perry. And again, a kick into the middle corridor for the Saints.
I wonder whether Stephen Milne can cover the distance from here. We know how accurate he is around goal.
This is where they often give a handball off so that a 6-pointer could become a 9-pointer. No one coming from behind him at the moment.
Well, maybe they didn't fancy their chances of Stephen Milne handballing. But Milne goes himself, hits the post, there's the rebound. Well, Milne kicked it, so he couldn't be there for the rebound, of course, so the Crows able to take it away instead. Goodwin over the top to John Cock along the boundary. Clark read it beautifully. Some short, quick steps, and now they're inside 50. Hamill with the ride. Takes the mark. His third mark of the night. Short kick, intercepted this time. Bassett, a little precarious. Finds Goodwin via Edwards. Again, this painfully short stuff by the Crows. Henschel shows some dash. Didn't have a left side, so had to go back onto the right. And give it to Rashudo. Carey might win a free for that. Umpire honouring the call of the crowd. Perry will hit it hard. Burton waits down. Ready to pounce. Brett Burton. Out to Riley for number 2. No. Can't escape the clutches of Lenny Hayes.
Great tackle, my ball.
And this is the Stevie Milne shot for goal. Hits the goal post. And the crowd just love it, the roar from the crowd. It keeps the ball alive. I think that's something that they really enjoy in the Wizard Cup.
They also loved it because they're Crows crowd, Robin. It wasn't a score, instead they got the ball.
You know, there are some players who grow a leg when they get near the goals, and I reckon Brett Burton's one of those. He just loves being near the goals, a chance to kick a goal, and he's been really good in this third term.
Saints by 26. Just less than 5 minutes left in the third term. Hudson did battle with Maguire.
Ryan had no chance, guys.
Hutto, what do you think about the umpire throwing the ball up in this situation, not bouncing it?
I think around the grounds they do it quick. Obviously, they're not going to hear, but I think it's good.
I didn't see it.
Do you agree?
Sorry.
Yeah, I like it.
Was it a touch of heads or was it a hand? I don't know.
Just, you know, the ruckman practice all week for, you know, pretty much a perfect bounce, and then they come out and they get a ball that goes opposite them and they don't have any chance to get a hit on it. Disappointing. It should be an equal opportunity for both ruckmen. With the bounce, we don't get that.
Gallagher leaves with a split lip.
And on comes Shirley as Wolsey, an equal opportunity campaigner now. He can do it all. Rashudo, John Cochran, a high one. Umpire didn't see it that way. Crowd did.
Didn't say it.
He said he didn't see it. Is that Brett Allen?
Yeah, that's Brett Allen.
He doesn't miss much. He missed that one.
Hudson did the ruck work with Ball, Harvey and Thompson combining. Didn't even have to look to know that he had a man running past. Hamill, not sure what that was all about. The umpire let it go. Jones to Clark. Perhaps just over finessing a fraction. Black over the top. Clark trying to get it over the line for a touchdown.
Thanks, Xavier. Thanks, Xavier.
Crowd not happy again. Hudson.
Yeah, good ruck work by Hudson.
Done some nice things. What a great football name, Rob. As Ball takes it away. His kick ineffectual. Now they get a chance. Jones over the top. Hayes. Again, McLeod almost running down and did have an impact. Blake came through. Hayes again setting them up. Always someone running past. The someone this time is Goddard. But his kick was pretty ordinary out on the full.
And Goddard's been waiting for that opportunity for the last 10 minutes. He hasn't had an opponent. With the Crows playing the extra man in defence, it means that Goddard is the free player around the midfield for the Saints, and he's just been zoning off, just waiting for the ball to come out to him.
Luke Ball up to 20 possessions now for the Saints.
Not only is he a good kick, Luke Ball, he has super quick hands. His handball is so sharp.
It's remarkably static ahead of Edwards, and that's why we're seeing this sort of footy being played.
Yeah.
He's just got very little to go to.
Plenty of numbers with Saints, Rob, isn't it?
Yeah, well, look, it's high possession, ineffective football that the Crows are playing.
Stenglein takes a risk going to Massey, who had to go against Hamill. Brought it to ground. Henschel was there running in support. His kick was ordinary. Xavier Clark can reload for the Saints. He'll take off and kick for Rewaltz, who's made all the running. Found himself alone, 25 out from goal.
Just a wonderful kick by Clark. Good vision. And let's have a look at Luke Ball. Gets the footy under pressure, dodges, weaves, shoots it out to Rob Harvey. And I guess he's learnt from the master there.
Riewoldt kicked 2-2.
His opponent is McGregor, and McGregor at the end of this game will be absolutely exhausted.
He's in super touch early in the season, Nick Riewoldt.
If you love your club, sign up your gas and electricity with Origin Energy, and we'll help you get behind them. Pull harder, guys! Get $50 towards both your 2004 and 2005 club memberships, even if you've already paid. Call Origin Energy on 13 18 50. Get inside 50! You just can't miss!
Well, there's Nick Riewoldt, the goal kicker, but at the other end of the ground, Gary Ayres has finally made a change with Ben Rutten coming on. He's gone to full forward, and Perry is off the ground. Well, Crows trying to take the advantage and play on. The umpire says he's going to have to come back to Ben Hudson. There's Rutten.
Just a pretty good leap, isn't it, by Noble?
It's been impressive tonight, right?
Yeah, I think Noble's been good. Look, Hudson's done okay as well. This is the 25-year-old recruit. Sloppy kick there.
Harvey and Hudson going to make amends. Get some help from McLeod. Harvey's hunting him down, and he just about got him. He's just able to get the handball away to Shirley. And Lenny Hayes chipping in. Voss, you heard the instructions. Hayes, that was just forwards. Goddard commits himself to playing on, wanted to give it to Baker. Was being run down. Baker overcooked it. Out to the outer side. Carey over the top.
He's ducked his head. It's my ball.
So last minute of this third quarter, and the Adelaide Crows really struggling here. It's going to be very interesting with their fairly mature list just to see how they go this year. The Saints have got some experienced players, but it's their bevy of youngsters that are exciting the football world at the moment. McGregor and Shirley. Cross to Goodwin. On to Edwards. Now, maybe some run for the Crows, some overlap. Burton still too far out to score, and again the next option not immediately obvious. Had to go short. Carey marks 60 out from goal. Winds up but doesn't try and shoot a goal. Instead, he kicked it short.
And Goddard, the loose man, mopping up there.
So not long to go now in the quarter. It's been another one that has gone St Kilda's way. Saints lead by 32, Rob.
Yes, pretty good quarter. I thought the last 5 minutes they started to muck around a little bit, the Saints. They started to put the ball backwards. It's something that Adelaide have been doing for the entire game. But perhaps we're seeing one team really starting to emerge in this competition, and that, of course, is the Saints, and another perhaps starting to get on the decline. Time will tell, of course, but a very promising 3 quarters by St Kilda. They certainly won the first 2 quarters. They were competitive there. I reckon Grant Thomas would be a little bit disappointed with the way that they mucked around with the footy in the last few minutes, and he'll be working hard to get them on track for this final term.
They lead by 32. 1 quarter to come here on Network 10. We're looking forward to that, and we're looking ahead to a big year of Super Saturdays on 10, particularly come September. Inside 50, David King. He launches, and David King special. That's an incredible goal. Sweetest victory of all. Terror! That's it. The Dockers are there. Surely he couldn't from 48. Miraculous goal! Magnificent leap by Pachoni.
international superstar.
She's so hot.
She's made fab music, won a fab Grammy. But can she zhuzh it with the Fab Five?
Monday, the biggest Queer Eye ever. The Queens of Makeover meet the Queen of Pop.
She's fat. I mean with a PH.
Plus, see the boys like never before. She's crazy. An exclusive peek at their new music video.
Oh, you're a good kisser.
Kylie Goes Queer Eye, 8:30 Monday on 10.
You know what they said? We want 3 quotes. You know what I said? Okay, first quote. I have nothing to declare but my genius. Oscar Wilde. Second quote. I'll be back. Arnie Schwarzenegger. Third quote. I never forget a face, but in your case, I'll be glad to make an exception. Groucho Marx.
And what did they say?
Nothing, it's a joke, Trev. Trev? Trevor!
New Domino's Double Decadence. Tasty cheddar cream cheese between 2 thin and crispy crusts. Delicious.
Domino's! You'll save on top brand inner spring beds at Captain Snooze because we've rolled over to give great deals. Our rollover deals with 20% off Slumberland Chiropractic.
You can afford to be choosy and snooze.
Save every day at Coles with great specials like Peter's Original Ice Cream 4 litres just $3.97 each, save $2.47, and Coca-Cola soft drinks 1.25 litres, great value at only $1.25 each. You'll save every day when you shop at Coles.
Good morning, how can I help you?
Are all of these available?
Yes, and plenty more.
TradeLink has been supplying trade customers through a nationwide network for generations. TradeLink stocks a huge range of the latest modern and traditional bathroom styles, with massive buying power you can access through our fabulous showrooms.
So everything we need is here then?
Whether you're building or renovating, TradeLink has the range and style to suit your budget.
Hi, what would you like?
I'll have a chicken Caesar salad, thanks.
Grab a chicken Caesar salad or anything from the Salads Plus menu and get a 400ml Mount Franklin water for just $1. Macca's.
You know what they said? We want 3 quotes. You know what I said? Okay, first quote. I have nothing to declare but my genius. Oscar Wilde. Second quote. I'll be back. Arnie Schwarzenegger. Third quote. I never forget a face, but in your case, I'll be glad to make an exception. Groucho Marx.
And what did they say?
Nothing, it's a joke, Trev. Trev? Trevor!
At times it seemed like it's the middle of the year. Such has been the commitment of the players from both sides. It's the Saints who are dominating, though. They've had 19 scoring shots to 10, which is a pretty good indication of their domination here. 77-45. And Max Hutchison is the main casualty, Rob, after a pretty solid 3 quarters by the Saints.
Yeah, well, let's hope that Max Hutchison's okay, because quite courageous what he did. I've got a feeling he'll be okay.
Take us through some of the third quarter highlights, and I guess the main question as we see this courage again shown by Max Hutchison is whether the Crows can do anything to turn it around.
Well, they haven't won a quarter, the Crows. They've lost each of the 3 quarters, and amazingly they've had more kicks, more marks and more handballs. Their indirect style of football across the back 50 out to the wing, they get plenty of the ball, but they're going nowhere with it.
Young Riley kicking a goal then. Well, we're not far away from a start here in the last quarter. Wayne Carey again going to centre half forward. Rutten is down in the goal square.
I think Carey's covered a fair bit of ground. It'll be really good for him, this workout. They've persevered with him at centre-half forward, so I think his fitness levels must be pretty good.
Last quarter then from AAMI Stadium, with the Saints appearing to be in command, but I just wonder if the Crows have got a last gasp. Burton. Short. Collective gasp coming from the crowd. They could see that it was going to be awfully difficult there for Wayne Carey. Goddard was a little slow on the uptake that time. Got it eventually to Hayes. Numbers here with Adelaide, but Gehrig did well, controlled the tap down. And again, the handball coming from Ball, who's had 21 possessions. This time, though, it wasn't particularly effective. Shirley left it behind. Ball gets another touch to Hayes, to Thompson, to Ball. Must be getting sick of it. Just bangs it on the boot this time. Hamill playing in front. And rewarded for doing so.
Good play by Gehrig when that ball was kicked to a 2-1 situation. He was just able to get his fist on the footy and bring it to ground to the advantage of one of his teammates.
So Aaron Hamill, who just started to look a bit more like it in that third quarter, has had 8 possessions for the match, 3 marks.
No fly over it.
Yet to score. And just a behind for that one. Wonder if there's anything happening at ground level, Mark Aston.
Just an update on Max Hudson. The shoulder isn't broken, but they are going to do some tests on him tomorrow. The doctor said they are a little bit concerned about some sort of ligament damage, but they'll get those tests tomorrow.
It's the Saints charging back into attack. Del Santo, kick to the goal square was poor.
Nick Riewoldt in a bit of trouble after that marking contest.
Edwards used Henschel. He's limping a little Riewoldt over the top to Massey.
Hopefully just winded.
Just a bit ginger, that's for sure. Massey has found some loose men. A rarity. McGregor uses Riley. His handball's okay for Goodwin. He's the man from outside 50. Too far this time. Rutten's the target. Needs to do some work at ground level. Stevens hasn't had a lot of it. This is the Riewoldt clash.
Yeah, good courage going back. Goodwin crunches him as much as his own teammate. Looks like he's okay.
Have a second bounce, second throw up. And the Crows attacking territory. Goodwin trying to create, can't. So we can clear the territory this time. The ruckmen held each other out. Sort of against the spirit of the Wizard Cup, this. We like open, free-flowing football.
How concerned will Adelaide coaching staff be, Rob, with the way they've played tonight?
I just think that they've just got to look at this tape and instruct their players to be a little bit bolder, have more confidence in their teammates up forward. Time and again, they've gone for the easy, safe option, and that is to kick it to a teammate who hasn't got an opponent who's out wide near the boundary line. Now, anyone can do that. I think they've got to be prepared to say, well, look, we've got Carey, Welsh, Perry up forward. Let's give them a chance, one out against their direct opponents.
Usually so good from the stoppages. Couldn't get it away that time. Thompson's kick, though, comes straight to Riley from 50. Kick to Torp. Will it bounce off the post? And through, we'll have a debate. There's a behind.
I have a feeling the goal umpire...
Okay, so it's a goal then. Okay, all clear. He's got. He's got.
Hit the post.
I didn't have a good view of it. It's hit me. Hey, hit me, yeah? Okay. I'm going to this goal.
Hit the goal umpire, he's saying.
Hang on.
You can't get a better debate than this.
I hit the post. Just hit me. Guys, hit me. Hit me. I'm going for the video then. It's a goal. I'm going for the video, please, Ron.
He's got the video.
The goal umpire said it hit him. I don't think the goal umpire had a clue what was going on.
So the question now is whether this is 6 or 9.
Right, yep.
Because the kick was on the 0 of 50.
So it is a goal. We're not arguing about whether it's a goal, it's whether it's 9 or 6.
No, the players are setting up as if it's a behind.
It's a goal. If it's gone through, it's a goal.
It's a goal, okay. All right,
They're waiting for the video to see if it's a 9 or...
This is confusing. This is just a He's signalled a goal, yet we haven't got haven't got a final result from the video, have we? We now have. I think they've just gone, well, let's just score. Let's call it 6.
I'll tell you what, been handy.
I'll tell you what, the interesting thing here, here's a problem no one thought of. He's kicked it from the 50, where the actual 50 is painted, so there's no line through the middle of it, so he couldn't know where the line is.
There's some debate as to whether the video umpire has actually gotten involved in that and had the time to adjudicate or not.
How could he possibly...
Let's have a look at this angle.
How could you possibly adjudicate?
The goal umpire said it hit him. I don't reckon it hit the goal umpire. It hit the post.
The umpires are still debating this.
You've got to ask also, why is the goal umpire standing on the field? He's inside the field.
They're now looking for the 9-pointer and 6-pointer. It's a 6-pointer, so it's all the same as what we've done. Okay.
That umpire shouldn't have been on the field of play, and he straddled the field of play. Get off the ground.
So we've settled at 6. 9 would have been big for the Crows team.
Yes, it would have.
And it was to Riley in all of that.
I still, we'll come back to that if we can. Hayes to take it away for the Saints. I'm sure no one thought of that, trying to work out whether they were over the line or not, where the 50 number is painted.
7.5?
Perhaps. Clark takes the mark. Got Hamill in ball, but wants to go longer. Blake there. Bigland should take this okay. Maybe that strange incident will give the Crows something. Wolsey's still not happy with the goal umpire in the background. He couldn't have expected the ball to come back at that angle, though, Rob.
He shouldn't have been on the field of play.
Up to half forward. Perry was in front. He's back on the ground. Burton overrunning it. Goddard, a little clumsy as well, but he did nicely. His handball line in front of Powell, but there was no Crows players to speak of. That's a desperate tackle from Massey. Inspirational stuff. Maybe they can force a goal here. Goodwin finds a path. Needed a short foot. Didn't have a shot perhaps in the end. The result's going to be all the same. Rutten takes the mark. And we've got something going on here at AAMI Stadium. The Crows are making a run.
Okay, you're on line. Sorry. Okay, it's right there, Ben.
Another injury for the Saints. We'll update that for you on that in a moment. A goal line for the Crows.
And did I finally talk her into coming back to my little love shack? Yeah. And did I take her into the bedroom to show the new mirror ceiling? Yep. And do you know what happened next? Yep. One of the mirror panels fell and broke into 1,000 little pieces.
Does that mean 7 years bad luck?
Oh, yeah. 7 years bad luck. Oh, no, not another 7 years.
Crows mounting a challenge and another injury for the Saints, Mark.
Yeah, Lenny Hayes just checking it out now, get some detail. He was limping off, so that doesn't look good news for Lenny Hayes or the Saints.
Noble hacks the Saints forward. They've been so good at answering all day. They haven't got possession here, though. Edwards, Goodwin, who is having an influence. McLeod, the crowd just wants him to go. Noble held him up well. Stengline, hospital ball for Edwards. It'll open up here, though, for Gallagher. Charging through Riley. He's got Massey. Can he go the distance? It's going! It's there! That's line!
Tyson Edwards involved in the play twice there to set things up, but they put the ball into the middle of the ground. They didn't go wide. He's got the full face to aim at. He loads up. Good blocking in the goal square, and they get the maximum 9 points.
Suddenly it's the Saints with their problems. There's Lenny Hayes getting some stretching treatment. Have a listen to the crowd. They've woken up.
Yeah, Powell off for St Kilda.
Milne on the ground. Noble over the top. Bigland's doing the ruck work. Suddenly there is plenty in this game. Massey, who was the last goal kicker, Off to Gallagher, and here's McLeod again. First bit wasn't great. The next bit might just be absolutely fantastic. Not quite.
It's 11 and momentum all going the one way now. Oh, picked off by Burton.
Oh, he's the man. He's the one. Exciting footballer. Loves playing near the goals.
He thought just for a moment about going when he picked this ball off. And it was McLeod who told him to steady. And this is a huge kick. The Crows charging here at AAMI Stadium. The margin is 11 points. The margin is 5 points.
Holden has instructed Holden retailers to clear 2003 plated vehicles by February 29. Holden's 03 sale. Save thousands on 2003 plated Commodore, Bellina and Calais. Save $3,500 on Rodeo. Huge trade discounts on Utes and One-Tonners. Save thousands on Vectra and Astra. Holden's 03 sale ends Saturday at Holden.
Carey on the bench. Let's get an update on some injuries from you, Mark.
Okay, Wayne Carey has an ice pack on his left knee. Doesn't look good. I'll get an update on that. A more accurate update. Lenny Hayes sprinting up and down the boundary. He looks to be okay.
4 unanswered goals, including a super goal, has changed the complexion of this game completely. Suddenly the challenge at the foot of the young Saints. Without their captain for the moment. Aussie Jones sends it Milne's way. Free kick. No advantage anyway. Gallagher takes it, puts it on the chest of John Cock. And they can go. Nothing immediately for John Cock. Got Biglands working hard on the wing, in the space, in the sunshine. Crowd suddenly enjoying it from a miserable afternoon. They're on the edge of the seats. Long bomb. Anyone there? Welsh almost at the front, trying to find his way through.
And Perry in picture. He's gone to centre half forward in place of Wayne Carey.
Biglands coming off and Hudson coming on for the Crows. Pressure on Penny. Their lead is inside a goal. Massey clears the path for Stengline, who's been one of their best tonight.
Can he kick the distance?
Cramping a bit. He's marked it outside the 50. So this is for 9. This is not just for the lead. What do you think, Rob?
Well, he's made his reputation as a tagger, but he's certainly giving himself every opportunity. He thinks he can kick it. Looks like he might even go a torpedo.
Oh, miscue. Saints playing in front. Voss. What drama this is going to cause if it's an inside a goal result for this game after that, the uncertainty of that 6-point goal from earlier. Harvey gets them going quickly, but the Saints not quite moving with the same surety that they were earlier.
Stengline went the torpedo. Players don't practice the torpedo enough, and as we saw, he mucked it up.
Blake made the lead, so did Gehrig. Good work by McGregor. Hurried kick by Milne into the square. Rewald takes the mark.
Stephen Milne, super crumbing by Stephen Milne in that forward contest. Now this big fella, he just should settle himself down. He would kick this 7 times out of 10. Play on.
Yeah, he went around trying to improve the angle. Oh, is it play on off the post? It is, so it's out of bounds. Oh, we're seeing all the rules here tonight.
Now, is that out of bounds?
Must be
all clear. No, you're starting to see it around. I think you lined up perfectly.
No, hang on. No, that is... They've said it's gone through for a behind. Well, surely it didn't, did it?
Didn't go through for a behind. Hit the goal post and then bounced out of bounds.
Oh, dear.
Oh, it's baffling. Gallagher comes in for Henschel from behind. Good enough to gather the loose ball. McLeod, he's on here. Gets away from Harvey. Kicks for Burton, had too much on it. Perry was there as well. Welsh and Rutten are the 2 players inside 50. He goes for Welsh. Got him. And Welsh is outside 50. So this too is for 9.
Will he go a torpedo?
No.
They trail by 6. And the goal square is empty momentarily. Maguire now gets back for the Saints.
Gee, there'll be some questions asked right there. Riewoldt shot hit the post, bounced back out of bounds, and they paid it a behind.
This is what Welsh is staring at. For the lead. 32 points down at three-quarter time. And it's beyond him. It'll be alive near the goal square. Schwarz dropped the mark. Saints, though, had the numbers. Tumbled the kick out. There was Penny. Jones leads the race.
I've got to say, Rob, that was unbelievable. He was 55 metres out, and Adelaide had 1 player on the goal line compared to 4.
Let's have a look at this, Hutto. Hits the post, bounces back to the out-of-bounds position. Shouldn't that be out of bounds?
Yeah. I take it that the angle the goal umpire is talking about is that it was it didn't actually bounce back into the field of play. It stayed along the goal line. Now, you can judge for ourselves whether that boundary line, which appears to go a bit square, whether that ball has gone through the goals and then stayed on what is a right angle line. Regardless, the Crows still a chance. Which way did the free kick go? To the Crows.
Going to be a busy morning for the Geesh.
So they'll have another chance here. Burns.
It couldn't have gone through from behind, though, could it? From that angle. Anyway.
Here we go. Gallagher for 9. And the lead. This is close. Off target. It's 5 points. The Crows are trying to do it in 9s. No percentages here.
Saints move it in quickly. Harvey out wide. Oh.
Perry.
Not controlling it as they were earlier.
No, they're a bit rattled. Well done by Ian Perry to force that ball out of bounds. The big forward did a terrific job.
Let's go down to Mark.
Still no definite news on Wayne Carey, although one of the club doctors put his thumb up in the air and said he's okay, it's just precautionary. Not sure whether that's just rhetoric or not.
Harvey from half-back, dangerous for Clark. Massey committed, as he always is. Charging through, he's still got to run out. Overruns at that time. They bundle it out, the Saints. Goddard waiting for Hamill to scoot past. Looks up, he's told just to kick it long. Get it down to Riewoldt. Bassett committed his body. Milne should handball to Gehrig. Steadier coming up for the Saints. And Gehrig very laconically puts it through.
You know what they said? We want 3 quotes. You know what I said? Okay, first quote. I have nothing to declare but my genius. Oscar Wilde. Second quote. I'll be back. Arnie Schwarzenegger. Third quote. I never forget a face, but in your case, I'll be glad to make an exception. Groucho Marx.
And what did they say?
Nothing. It's a joke, Trev. Trev? Trevor!
Have the Crows got another run in them? That's a hurdle. It's 11 points now. Hudson's in the middle for the Crows. Just toiling to try to get it loose. Harvey, the high up and under. Maguire thumped it St Kilda's way. Ball was okay by hand to Harvey. Kick smothered. Henschel gets involved. The Crows want to go forward at all cost here. Perry has John Cock in support. Goes himself. Handball straight to Harvey. A clanger. A shocker. And the crowd silences. Blake kicks for Hamill. How quiet is this? Hamill with a chance. Riewoldt's there and Milne in front. Riewoldt was outnumbered and Edwards got himself to the front.
Yeah, Edwards was Milne's opponent. Milne did the right thing. He expected Riewoldt to give a contest and perhaps drop it to his advantage.
Henschel goes quickly for Riley. Where to from here? Burton's his target. Got away from his man in Goddard.
Perry.
On the arc of 50. Perry, will he do? He's thought about giving to McLeod.
Perry's much better as a centre-half forward than a full forward.
The leads are coming. He's ignored them all. Racked with uncertainty now. Short. Paul. Harvey back well. And the Saints can get out of trouble now.
We're inside the last 5 minutes. Hamill Henschel, well played. Kept the hands loose. This is Burton, looks behind, nothing behind. He had a short option, he went longer, and it was a good option. And Welsh had a shot from earlier from just a fraction further out than this. So I wonder if he'll fancy his chances from here.
Well, there's no doubt since Wayne Carey's left the field, Perry and Welsh have become more prominent, certainly coming to the plate.
Another injury for the Saints, Brett Voss limping off, and Black is on. But it's Scott Welsh.
Yep, gotcha.
Kicked to 17 goals from 10 games last year. Kicks it from outside 50. It's only worth 6, but that'll help. The Crows are coming again.
Why are so many people gossiping about the resort?
Because if it was scripted, there's no way you'd believe it. 8:30 Wednesday, they've had their fair share of dramas. Now, time is running out before the guests arrive.
Can they overcome sickness, a boat accident, a cyclone?
The Resort, 8:30 Wednesday. Then at 9:30, Evans finally found the one, but he's got some competition.
Hey, how are you? What's he doing now? I think he's just given her his phone number.
Secret Life after The Resort Wednesday.
The Crows desperate for the centre break here. They're within a kick once more. McLeod's a chance. Couldn't get enough on it. Del Santo was there to intercept. Massey's had a good second half. Xavier Clark right on his hammer. We'll call that a draw.
We have had a ruling on the Riewoldt score. It was because the ball did not come back into play, according to the umpire. So therefore, it's not play on, it's a point.
Hayes from 50, bombed away. Riewoldt made the spoil. Gave Gehrig a chance, and that makes it an even 6 points.
Edwards quick to snaffle up that football to get it back into play.
Six points the margin. Potentially less than a kick in it.
He's lifted to Simon Goodwin in this final term.
He's had a big night overall, 25 possessions for Goodwin. They're going short. You can hear the crowd telling them to get it moving.
Yeah. Well, 22 and a half minutes gone. Two champions playing on each other in McLeod and Harvey.
Henschel gives in and just drives it along. Burton flew, so did Blake. Hamill, little fend down to Del Santo. Clever hands, Blake. Always got someone scooting past. And how did he get free? Stephen Milne, 35 to 40 out, plumb in front. This will make it tough for the Crows.
Good composure by Black. Got that football, could have blazed away, Black. Instead,
a foot on you.
Lifted his head and just put that little chip pass. And we'll see it here. Very neat.
Both sides.
He's worked very hard tonight, Stephen Milne. Not overly productive from numbers alone, but he's worked hard. And he hasn't been able to. Yes, he has. He squeezed it through.
Hasn't had a lot of game time, Heath Black.
$11 possessions for Heath Black. Stephen Milne's second goal. Must like the way Milne's gone about his game tonight, Rob.
Look, in the position he plays, Anthony, he'll often only have 6 or 7 disposals in a game, but if he gets his couple of goals and helps set a couple up, that's okay. And he'll have the odd game where he kicks 5 or 6.
There's no tomorrow for the Crows now. Rashudo met by Thompson. Now it's Gehrig. Just can't get out of the Riley tackle. They've still got the numbers, though, the Saints. Hayes and Jones combined. And
Harvey, this will be his 9th disposal in this 4th quarter. When the pressure came on, and it did come on, I reckon Harvey is the St Kilda player who got them back on track. He was the one who really set the example.
Good news to see Lenny Hayes back out there too.
Hey, Stephen!
This is ball. Now keep in mind, if you kick backwards, it's play on, which is a good rule in a tight contest. Riewoldt flew, couldn't take the mark. Thompson in there. Harvey just worked his way clear and set himself up well to Hamill. Experience and poise coming to the fore.
How good was Robert Harvey? Disposal number 11 in this all-important fourth quarter. Don't like it when players turn their back on the goal, as Hamill's doing here. Turn around, face the goal, see where the man is on the mark. See, he's asked the umpire, where's the man on the mark?
So St Kilda's season of promise begins in the best possible way with victory. It's 12 points before the Hamill kick. He slides it across the face, and the final margin is 13 points. The Crows were gallant in the last quarter, where they really hadn't looked like it. They did cut a margin from 32 points and got within 5 at one stage.
So the reigning premiers of the Wizard Cup have been tumbled out in the opening encounter against the Saints. St Kilda winning 93-80, a win here by 13 points. And there was a fair bit of drama in the last quarter. We saw most of the rules tested out, and we had a bit of fun as well. A good game from Amy Stadium.
Tuesday on an all-new episode.
Why do I say anything? Exactly.
Will Raymond ever sort out the mother of all evils?
You called the teacher mommy? Why? Was the teacher yelling?
All new Raymond at 7:30. Then at 8 o'clock.
I love you.
I think I love you, too.
Becca's finally said it.
My God, I love you.
Pity he can't take it back.
I love you.
I love you too.
I love you.
One shot at them, all they love everything.
All new Becca and Raymond. Tuesday on 10.
No more bets, please.
Touchbet Roulette, the latest game only at Sky City Adelaide. So easy, anyone can play.
The problem with some antibiotics is that they don't only attack bad bacteria, they may also attack good bacteria, which can lead to intestinal upset. That's why you may need Inner Health Plus. With 25 billion good bacteria in every capsule, it's now even stronger and is one of the most convenient medical strength acidophilus supplements available. In fact, you'd need 22 tubs of yogurt to get the same amount of good bacteria as in just one capsule of Inner Health Plus. Inner Health Plus helps maintain your inner health. Available at pharmacies and health food stores.
And did I finally talk her into coming back to my little love shack? Yeah. And did I take her into the bedroom to show the new mirror ceiling? Yep. And do you know what happened next? Yep. One of the mirror panels fell and broke into 1,000 little pieces.
Does that mean 7 years bad luck?
Oh, yeah. 7 years bad luck. Oh, no, not another 7 years.
Well, it was the Saints. They were marching in early, weren't they? The Saints marched in, winning by 13 points in the end. Nick Rewald with 3 goals, Gehrig and Milne with 2 each, Skipworth, Welsh and Riley 2 each. Good performance by the Saints. They were challenged, but they did well.
Oh, they were very good, Anthony. I thought that what was pleasing is that they were challenged, and at the one stage it looked like Adelaide could have overrun them, and that would have been terribly disappointing for St Kilda supporters. But they held firm, and they came back and kicked the last 2 or 3 goals for the game. And I think the fact that their forward line functioned really well. Very impressed with Clark and Milne, the little fellas, and of course they had 3 or 4 tall options.
Ends a pretty good weekend of footy, doesn't it? The opening round of the Wizard Cup. The Saints joining the winners list. And we can have a look at who the other winners were. Now, the goals is important because whoever gets to host the Wizard Cup Grand Final, their total goals comes into play. Well, we thought West Coast had got themselves off to a good start. Look at Carlton, 23 goals they kicked to demolish Sydney today.
Gee, that's a wonderful effort by the Blues. I'd love to know who kicked their goals. We'll find out soon, I'm sure. But, yeah, Carlton, West Coast, they've started the season in a blaze of glory.
Let's have a look at next weekend's games. West Coast versus Melbourne.
Well, that'll be a beauty. Neil Danaher has pumped his team up, and I've got no doubt they'll make a real contest of it against West Coast.
And the Blues and the Cats both needed that first round win, so they played Optus Oval. Looking forward to this one, the Bombers and the Lions.
Yes, that'll be a beauty, won't it? And look, full marks to Brisbane. They don't take it easy in the Wizard Cup. They put in a really competitive performance, and Essendon, I thought, were wonderful up there in Darwin.
Be a big crowd at that game, I think, for the Saints and the Tigers. We're looking forward to calling all the action again next weekend on 10. Let's have a look at our two matches. And aren't they beauties? Essendon versus Brisbane Saturday night, and the Saints and the Tigers on Sunday night, Robert.
Yeah, well, we're right into it, aren't we? They'll be terrific games. I have a feeling that Essendon are on a mission this year, and certainly St Kilda and Richmond. Well, the winner, what a great start to the season it'll be for the Saints or the Tigers to get 2 wins up in the Wizard Cup.
To learn much from tonight for the Saints?
Yes, I think that they've certainly matured and developed and playing a more direct brand of football.
And the Crows, obviously, are pretty disappointing, as you said, not as direct as they would like to have been. Hope you enjoyed all the action here from AAMI Stadium. It was the Saints. Good night.
The 2004 Wizard Home Loans Cup. Proudly brought to you by Harvey Norman. There's a store near you. Carlton Sterling Double Hopped Light. The Origin Energy Inside 50 deal. RAA Insurance. Discount City Carpets. And Telstra.